So who's going to be recapping for us?
I can do it because I did it last time.
Makes sense. You're not going to be Jeef do it? I haven't heard his recap yet.
He's laughing because I wasn't there for the session before last, and they were like, "Hey, Felix, do you want to do the recap?" I was like, "Sure." And so I tried to recap it without knowing anything.
Oh gosh,
it worked out all right.
Bad job.
But anyway, so we continued investigating the Temple of Man, as I will call it now. We continued along the right-hand side of the building as we were facing it. So it would be the left hand as you're looking at the map. Followed it down, went into a cafeteria area in room 6. Fought 2 spiders and an ooze in there. The ooze pushed through a push door on the left-hand side as we're facing, right-hand side as the map has it. We also knocked down a little air duct up there that was full of spiders and freaked the hell out of give me a sec. Dante. Because he has arachnophobia. We then washed the ooze that was anathema to metallic objects off in 3, which has filthy sewage water, but it was better than having our armor get eaten through. Mm-hmm. From there, we bounced down to the bottom room. It's basically a room full of desks and chairs. We managed to find keys for the building in there. We've been trying them out on various doors that led us up to something later. Inside that room, we found really boring things like staple removers, a gun. And then we went north back to 5. And in 5, we found a bunch of random stuff. Then we went through the door and there was an ooze in the middle hallway. We fought the ooze. I have a particular disinterest in fighting oozes because they make me feel like they're gonna get on me and make me all wet and gross and nasty. So I've been having a tough time fighting them myself. We went north from there, investigated this room in here that had the only object that we couldn't quite understand what it was, and that was this room here. There were a number of things with pictures of man in them. They were like cylinders all on a display case. But we don't feel confident that we identified them in real world terms very well. But we've also just been yanking everything that has plastic on it because everything's just money then. We then we started heading south and there was a whole turbulent affair where I was like, look, metagame, I know what this is, but in-game I have no idea. Can I roll anything? Can we not do this? Because there was a gas leak in this room right down here, and we had a lantern as our source of light. So I was like, DM, I know what this is. DM, please, how do I not go in there? I was like, I smell it. Do I feel uncomfortable with the smell? So we did the whole metagaming, trying to make our characters have a reason not to go in. He's like, you've heard about mines and explosive gases in mines, and there's been stories about relics, buildings of man being dangerous. And so Keej, however, saw a big piece of plastic in there, an artifact of mankind, and he steeled his will and ran into the room and ran back out without bringing the lantern in with him, and retrieved for himself a computer monitor, but like one of the old ass computer monitors that probably weighs 30 pounds or whatever. Then we closed the door and decided to never ever speak of that room again. So we went into room 5 from there, in which we found another major artifact of mankind. It was in a display case that had its glass shattered. It was a red cylinder with a hose coming off of it. And so since it was on display for any person in that room to see, it must be very important. Spoilers, it's a fire extinguisher, but very important. So from there, we poked our head out the door, and there was a plant there that decided to start puking at us. And we just closed the door and went north. So we went from here back this way, went up here and investigated this area as we now had the key. We found a little janitorial closet that we are currently hanging out in. And then we decided to try engaging the plant from extreme range, figuring that our bow might be longer range than its spit. We were correct, but we were incorrect as to the nature of its spit. Its spit was generating oozes. So we fought our way. We basically fought a holding fight here, while Nistka range attacked the plant. And we managed to hold here, both Keej and I getting down to 1 HP. But we beat the fight. We went back in here and we took a short rest.
Gotcha.
And that is where we are now.
That sounds pretty hectic.
I mean, spread that out over 3 hours, but yeah.
True. I meant the last fight in particular. Like getting 2 fighters down to 1 HP is pretty rough.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. We also investigated this little secret room up in the upper left of the map. Inside, we found some decaying desks and a glasses case, and I think that was it for notable things in there.
You skipped the boomerang.
What?
Oh, we found a
The
gun.
office.
Oh, no, I mentioned the gun. I glossed over it very quickly and moved on
did
because
you?
it
Oh,
wasn't
sorry.
important.
Yeah, he said we found boring
Okay,
things
yeah,
like
fair enough.
staplers and a gun.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. We don't know what it is though and how it works. We know that we've seen it in paintings of men where they've sort of pointed at each other as a method of war. No idea how to apply it.
Well, we believe, as the church has taught us, that they use that to dominate things' minds. So they would point it at their enemies to stop them from fighting.
Right.
That is
Yep.
not the worst interpretation.
We do not know it's a
Yeah.
boomstick.
We've decided that it's too dangerous to practice with because I don't want my mind dominated. Do you?
Right.
So we've been staying away from it, but
We did experiment, however, with this fire extinguisher, right?
yeah, because it's
At the
it's
end of the
important. It's the most important artifact of man we found.
So essentially, I
Speaking of that
described
extinguisher,
Go ahead.
I just wanted a reminder that it was posted in the Pugmire chat, but the damage for the fire extinguisher did change. So if you haven't, I believe Dante, you're wielding it as another weapon. Make sure you have the appropriate damage die for it.
I did want
I have
to
fixed it.
just let Jeef know, as I did script everyone else. So if you guys ever find stuff that you really don't understand what it is, it's more like you can figure it out by tinkering with it a bit. You can do so over a short rest, and then I supply stats if it's necessary what it does.
Okay. Is there any role involved in that?
Nope, it's just you spend your short rest while you're resting, sort of saying, I want to tinker with this artifact. And if there's an ability for you to, just by basic tinkering with it, figure something out with it, then it will supply stats. If not, then I just describe it better and say, you'll need to go to an expert.
Makes sense.
It's like a take 10. And so instead of taking a roll, you take 10.
It just takes a 10.
And something I don't think I've ever explained to other people here, but I will explain it. For any sort of item that you get that you don't necessarily have proficiency in, say a weapon that's martial and you only have simple, or an armor that you have proficiency in, if you ever roll a natural 20 while wielding that weapon, you get proficiency specifically with that weapon, or if you ever take a crit hit with that armor, you get proficiency specifically with that armor.
Ooh.
That is a house rule I've run with for a long time.
I'm sorry, I was looking up how to turn streamer mode on. So if I get a crit hit with a weapon that I'm not proficient with, I gain proficiency with that specific weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
You have shown a basic level of mastery of the weapon in combat.
If I wanted to attack with a fire extinguisher, would it be a disadvantage roll as a base?
Hold on real quick. Actually, I have to remember whether it's disadvantage or you just don't get the proficiency bonus.
I remember it being different in Pugmire than it is in 5e.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Or that might just be for armor, but
That's why.
So, Piper, while we are having our short rest, I will hand you the boomerang that we have found and say, hey, Piper, maybe you can figure out how to use this thing.
Oh.
That's the gun. Because you're so smart.
uh,
You control people's minds.
Tell you not to
I'll
point
certainly
anywhere
take a look
near.
at it. Yeah, it's not something
So do not point it at your fellow dogs, but maybe
I
the
mean-
enemies.
I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, the DM has a rule on how it works, but I'm just saying it's pretty hard to figure out how to use a mind control device without pointing it at someone.
It's fair.
Yes.
Please don't point it at me.
Watch it. Even though I know we got bullets for it, watch it's a water gun.
That'd be really funny. I'll be real
That's
honest though.
hilarious.
If there's like a random chance that it hits me, you're gonna down me. I'm at 1 health until this short rest is over.
Yeah.
I'll certainly take a look at it. It's not something I've ever experienced before.
Also,
Wow. Only
if you
guess-
guys ever
yeah.
want to look at what we
Awesome.
have collected thus far, feel free to go and take a look at my bio and info. That's where the running list is of all the items that we've picked up.
Oh. Nice.
Excellent.
Now I don't know if it's on there or not. I've in my head canon I've not given you the glasses case, but it can be on that thing. It's just in my backpack currently.
Okay.
So with
let
quickly
me
looking
see.
up on what 5e says, basically 5e says if you're not proficient with a weapon, you do not get your proficiency bonus to the attack roll.
It doesn't look like I have the
Okay.
glasses case, so
Cool.
Or at least know with
I'll write
armor,
it down.
if you're not proficient with the armor, you have disadvantage on all skill checks.
If it'll
and
That's
saving
the one.
fire
throws.
my character. There it is. Okay. Here
I-
we go. It has glasses inside it, correct?
Yeah. Glasses case with spectacles inside. Oh, Jowafa. I during the short rest, I tried putting on the spectacles.
Okay. You look through and the world seems very warped. Like you can see like very focused in the center, but everything else seems a bit blurry, almost like you're zoomed in slightly.
All right. I believe these are goggles of Farsight.
Like you look over at Dante and you see like Dante's nose is huge, but you really can't tell the rest of his face.
Yeah. Awesome. hey, Nistka. I think this might help you when you're shooting things at long range.
I guess I'll try them on.
Okay. Like
So if I put them on and I look to a far up spot, does it seem like I can see further down, or is everything a blurry cloud?
It seems like whatever you're looking at is fairly clear and looks bigger. But all your peripheral is basically gone when you're looking through the spectacles.
I mean, this seems to like really zero in. I don't know if I like losing my side view.
You also can see there appears to be a small little jagged line on your lower right peripheral in the cloud.
Wait, there's a line like on the lens, or am I talking about in my peripheral as if I was seeing the side of glasses?
I don't know.
You're shrugging.
Keej, what do you see with your anime eyes?
I do see, yeah, I guess it is. You can kind of see the outline.
Yeah, because like
Line of your
it's,
glasses.
for those that have glasses, like it's either a peripheral, it's a line on your peripheral on the sides, or are we talking about a line that might come out like this? Like it's almost like either a crack in the glass, or is it?
Could have bifocals.
It could be. That would be really bad for my eyesight
I'm not worried about it.
if I didn't need them. Okay.
I'll allow you to ruin your eyesight for the good of the party. Thanks.
Right. So
I will set the spectacles aside. Otherwise, I might become a very I become a spectacle.
Okay. I'll just put them back in the case if she's not going to use them.
I don't know if I want to use them at the moment because
And-
we'll see.
Later.
Critter pumpkin. Anyway, any more loot rummaging, or what's the plan?
No, I did my short rest playing with an artifact. I'm good.
I'm healthy.
Piper, you've been pretty quiet. Are you doing all right?
Hi, lad. I'm collecting my thoughts.
Yeah.
There's been a lot to take in here.
The works of man are as inscrutable as the cat empire.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if I'd call them inscrutable, but certainly fascinating.
Don't compare men to the cats. Ugh.
He's just blasphemer.
Blasphemy.
All right.
So we call hands paws. Do we call heresy fursy?
Oh, of course.
Wait,
Yes, of course.
we call heresy first.
Yeah.
When we take a quick break, do we call it Haws instead of Paws?
Oh, snap.
How dare.
If the question is, do we make a pun or do we not make a pun? Then the answer is always, do make a pun.
Yeah. Yeah, our party is proficient with Gatling pun. All right. Well, we could still try to explore a little bit on the right side of the map, or we can just continue down the side that we had been exploring and push forward. So the fight with the plant, there was one specific important thing I left out. We didn't kill the plant. The plant burrowed underground after we had been beating it up pretty bad and ran away.
Oh, didn't it like run south in this direction here?
It burrowed underground.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was like shifting the rubble, and then on its turn, it was like peace, and then got out.
Think of like the piranha plant in the pipe. It just went. Pew.
What's
So-
more?
Real quick question.
Mhm.
Were the slimes that were coming out of the plant the same ones as the slimes we encountered independently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So-
actually, there was an important difference. The first slime we ran across did a breath weapon attack on us, and from that one on, I hadn't run into a slime that used it since. So the ones that it spits might not be able to breath weapon, or the DM just didn't want to kill the party. Those are basically the two options I could think of.
Got you.
Well, when the DM's smiling, could be dangerous.
He's like, I'm not going to hold back again. Now you called it out.
We'll go full power just this once.
A thought occurs to me.
Hmm.
Could it be possible that the plant releasing these slimes does not generate them naturally? That
Yeah, I was thinking there might be like a. Sorry, you go ahead.
it could be a form of parasitism or symbiosis rather than a natural secretion, I suppose.
Would this be something that might be studyable? Like someone might know if they've studied flora and fauna, like a no nature check? Or do you think this is like an aberration, something very much unheard of?
Yeah, my working hypothesis / theory, my idea anyway, whatever you want to call it, was that there might be like a cistern of caustic material underground that the plant funnels up, and like maybe it's a macro, like a big slime,
Puddle? Yeah.
and it's just sucking it up and spitting out pieces of it. But because it didn't look like there was, I couldn't see a big pool of slime that it was spitting up from. It didn't look like the plant was, orange inside or anything like that.
To be fair, we have not approached the hole. we saw the plant disappear underground. We took care of the enemies nearest us, and then we went and found a place to recover.
Further investigation required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How large was the part of the plant that we saw?
It was medium
Very
sized.
viney.
Was it like a flower or a collection of tendrils? What was it?
It was. I mean, it was like vines. There was a principal vine with a mouth that was spitting. We didn't get an approximate size, but I kind of imagined it was about the size of a bush, and it was spitting out slimes.
Okay.
Or DM. Do you
Hmm.
still have the description for the plant?
Not really. You guys couldn't really get a very good sight on it, considering you had a single hooded lamp and you quickly opened the door, saw it, and then shut the door, and then
And
tried
we're
to
like,
find it
"Nope."
from 100 feet away.
Yeah, that's fair.
I probably got a pretty decent look at it because I saw it getting ready to spit, and you described the whole peristalsis motion.
For a basic size convecture, you would say it was about the size of about 2 dogs tall, about 1 dog wide.
Okay.
The
And that
vines
was just
seemed
the part of
fairly
it that
thick,
we
maybe
saw.
arm length, maybe arm thickness.
And that was just the portion of it that we saw above the surface. It went subterranean, so it could conceivably have a root system or something more down there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's really dangerous for sure.
Always
I still don't feel so well. Maybe Chuckles should check outside to see if we can continue. If you are okay,
Sure.
Chuckles.
I got this. I proceed through the door.
Very good.
I'm listening carefully as I go. Being cautious.
Dante, is that as much health as you got from the short rest?
Yeah, he fail rolled.
Yes, I don't feel so well still, even after the rest. I think something is upset with my tummy after the slime spit at us.
Gotcha.
In other words, I rolled extremely poorly for my recovery rolls.
So you look to
But
the right where basically the plant was, and you can see there appears to be a large amount of just rubble all leading up to the ceiling, as well as you can see what appears to be large amounts of moss and green vines sort of covering on the rubble.
Okay. There was a particular interest I had. I walk over to this door. Is there like a pool of slime at the base of this door?
This one? Yeah. I had the wrong tool set. Yeah. You see that the door that was there no longer exists. At the base, you can see what appears to be a large greenish yellowish mound of slime that's just sort of like pulsating.
Okay. I take some rocks and throw it at it real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Chuckles, I will give you 2 PP if you drink it.
I don't respond.
I just love that. I will give you 2 PP if you drink. Okay. You throw some small amount of rocks on the goop, and you see the
double
goop
dog
start
there?
to slightly slide towards you.
Okay. So I without letting it get to me, I go over to Piper, who I guess hasn't joined us. Piper, join us.
Give me a sec. Sorry. I'm reading books and also doing stuff.
You're not allowed. I say
Is role-playing scary? Oops.
there is something interesting about this though. When we saw the plant and ran away, it spat at us and hit the door. I assumed after fighting it the second time that it would have shot a slime. But the interesting thing is that there's a somewhat moving slime puddle in front of the door now. I wonder if these things kind of have, only a short period of time that they're active.
So we think it's sleeping?
No, I think that it slowly deteriorates. I don't think these slimes can exist for long. Because in the middle of the fight, the slime didn't come out to fight at us. I mean, fair enough, it's not smart, but, you know, we kind of just ran around, came back, and it started spitting more at us. And then when we came this way, I just see a puddle that moves towards whatever throws rocks at it.
Is it still moving, by the way, or did
Yeah.
it stop moving?
It basically it goes all the way to the wall, and then once it hits the wall, it just sort of stays there.
Okay, so now it's like over here.
I don't know that helps any, but it's good to know.
If we shine our light this way, is there anything else here, or is it all rubble because of the red?
It appears to be all rubble and vines.
Okay. Oh, but there's vines there too.
Yeah, there's moss and vines all over this area.
Oh, so does the corridor end here? Like it's completely blocked off?
Yeah.
And Chuckles, when you're over there with your passive perception, you lightly heard the sound of running water.
Okay. So, last time I heard something like this sound, it was over at the room of ceramic thrones. So, based on the symmetry of this structure, there might be another throne room over here.
Sewage for the
Should we
sewage
look out?
gods.
From the side?
Can we see a door in any of the walls here? Or is it an open passageway that we just can't see down yet?
No, this is a wall.
What about this though?
Yeah.
Turn to this. Let me see if I can. Keep in mind, I just see them as like slightly shaded, so I'm not 100% certain what you guys can see and can't see.
Okay, that I can see actual wall now.
Yes.
And would the same thing be over here as well?
Yes.
Well, I think we got to go back the other way.
So do we want to cut through this space, or okay, we're just walking around. All right, that's fine. Come on,
There's a
Piper.
puddle. There's a puddle of ooze in front of that door. I'm not walking that way.
Well, no, the puddle moved over here.
It left behind shit, I'm sure. Fuck that puddle. It's gross and wet.
I got it.
Heaven forbid he steps in a puddle. It's gonna rain one of these days, and you're gonna have a very bad day.
I asked about a waterproof already, and the DM was like, I don't know if that exists. And I was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it would exist.
If we have plastic, I would imagine we have some form of rubber.
I mean, you can just have
little
it.
booties.
You can just have an oiled cloth. That's
there you
waterproof.
Yep.
But I asked if I could buy one. He said he didn't know. So I haven't yet.
Oh my gosh, if we ever come across like the puppy shoes, the little like
Booties?
covers that you can, yeah, the little booties. Be like, where's our feet? This feels weird.
Before we advance here, what about spell points when you take a rest? Do you get any back?
Only if you spend the stamina points to do it. Or stamina dice to do it.
Then,
Your stamina dice?
instead of healing, you can
Oh,
spend
yeah,
them.
stamina dice.
Correct. I was reading the relevant chapter a second ago. At the end of the rest, a dog can spend one or more of her remaining stamina dice. For each stamina die spent this way, the player rolls the die, adds the dog's constitution modifier, and heals that many stamina points, or if the dog prefers, spell slots.
Interesting.
So you can
Really?
you can heal spell slots in the exact same way you would heal stamina points.
Get wrecked, Keej.
To be fair, it was really hard to find in the book. Like I had to jump around
had
until
to
I found the right hot link.
Yeah.
Knowing that, would you
All
want
right.
to switch out any of your HP heals? I think you got 3
No, no, no.
twice. You'd sacrifice 3 HP for 3 spell slots.
Yeah.
Well, if you know Cure Wounds, that's probably a really good deal because you can get a lot more HP back that way.
He doesn't know it.
Oh well.
He doesn't believe in heals.
Okay, roll for initiative.
It breaks immersion.
Remember to select your character
No.
and then roll.
No.
Be another
Don't
boss
be
of
a
me.
negative Nancy. Nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm struggling this morning. Sorry.
Yeah, it's morning by you.
Go, fight the power.
Afternoon, but I've been awake for less than an hour, so.
I was about to say it's 1 in the afternoon. Well, 1:30 in the afternoon here, basically.
Okay. So as you turn the corner, you can see straight ahead, you can see what appears to be a large set of rubble. On your left-hand side, you can see what appears to be a large vine with it appears to open up with a maw and has a bit of yellow along the bottom part of the vine, leading up to a very red mouth that appears to screech out as the light shines upon it.
So I guess the question is that the same plant or is that a different plant?
You can see there appears to be a few arrows in it.
It's the same plant.
And Dante, you rolled highest with initiative.
Wait. There could be other people who have been through with arrows. We don't know yet.
Look at them over here making assumptions.
Conjecture. I object.
I think the likelihood is this is the same one we're fighting.
Sustained.
Oh boy.
I can't see it from here, correct?
Correct. Only Chuckles can.
Chuckles, what are you doing up there? And then that's my turn. I don't know. I don't really have anything.
I mean, if I can free action, I'll say something, but I don't know what the specifics are about acting. I go, it's that damn plant again. Walk,
It's in this goddamn store.
walk right here, shine my light here real quick, and then back, and then I'm going to focus on the plant. Do I see anything down this way?
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen when you said that. You do not.
You step forward.
Okay, cool. Then I'll get here, I'll face the plant, and I go, get up here, Dante. So you get an action
Oh.
page.
You need to be more specific. Okay. Well, I was trying to hold back. All right then,
Can't hold
Chuckles.
back. Just this once.
That's my action, right? Movement.
Yep,
That would
yep.
be it.
Yep,
So then goes this
Uh,
or
yep, and this Nistka.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10, 20, 30. Could I be here? Would you allow that to be my
10,
35th
20,
step?
30, 35. Yeah.
10,
She would move
30,
through. Oh, right.
35.
Yeah. I was about to say she'd move through threatened squares, but that is incorrect.
Mhm.
Yeah, because when I reached Dante, I don't. Would that be
Well,
a threat square or no?
No,
It's
they're
technically
10-foot
10
squares.
feet.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that throws me off. Should I be technically here then?
Wherever you want to be in that square.
Okay, I am next to it.
Okay. You see the vines just at the round of its base start to shift dramatically as the roots pull up from the rubble a bit, and you see them to swipe towards you, Chuckles.
I deserve it.
Vine whip, go. But I do not imagine a 13 will hit. So as the vines come up, they sort of sweep at your feet as you do your old jump rope technique, trained in the academy, as you jump over, preventing your legs from being swept from under you. And the rocks just sort of dribble past covering Niska's and Dante's feet. Piper.
Get up here,
Alright.
laddie. We need your fire.
What makes you think I have fire?
Well,
Shoots
we
water
need your
pistol.
fire. Whether or not you have it, we need it.
All right. I would like to move behind the line of warriors to this area here so that I'm kind of in the bottom left corner of the square.
Okay,
And there should be space between me and the plant.
correct.
Okay, then I would like to use my Frost Ray.
Very good. Nice.
You miss with a 24.
So-
Get wrecked.
So with the wisp of frost touching upon the plant, you see a bit of its vines begin to harden up and break apart as the plant attempts to move them, and you see the plant sort of screech out in a massive screeching sound. I know.
So it is actually emitting a noise.
correct. You can hear the sound actually reverberating throughout the walls and echo into the ceilings.
Speaking of the walls, these uneven red walls in front of us, do they appear different from the rest of the walls we've seen?
Yeah, so generally the walls have been very, excluding like a little bit of like broken parts here, have been fairly smooth, almost like made of a marble. And they have been like black on the bottom with white specks, and there's this like a silver median, and then up top is sort of beige or sort of black and white specks. These walls that are like on these different colored walls, these seem to
Yes.
be like piles of rubble or large sections of walls sort of keep falling over to where there
Okay.
just appear to be like piles of block path.
Makes sense. Cave-in section.
Your cave-in section. Fucking
Concave
rude.
or Dante? Dante.
Yes.
All right, so I'll have to, I'll pull out a hand axe that I was given by Nistka in the previous episode last time on Pugmire, and I'll say I always wanted to be a lumberjack, and then throw it at it.
Nice.
Hell yeah! So that's just a normal. I don't know if I'm proficient with this.
Should be a
Hand
single
axe
weapon.
throwing. Sure.
It's just dex.
Sorry?
It would be your proficiency plus dex for the attack roll.
Wouldn't it be your preference of strength or dex?
Yeah, you're right. Thrown weapons.
Next.
15.
15.
Hits. So
I think almost every member of our party prefers dex over strength.
maybe.
And this should be. Do I get strength on top of this? Because then it's one more damage.
Yes, you would for the damage. So it's that plus 1. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You see the hand axe sort of throw in there. You can see as the plant seems to be sort of building up some sort of liquid in sort of its throat. You see the hand axe just sort of go straight in. You can see this yellow ooze just sort of start pour out, and you see the plant just sort of like whip back and forth before falling. Chuckles, make a dexterity saving throw.
No. Give me a sec.
Timber.
Why does everyone keep saying that name? My name is Chuckles. No!
So
I'll make the. Hey, I succeed. I'm not afraid of being covered with ooze and shit.
So as the great vines fall on top of Chuckles, you see him just go like, Dante, quickly, as he's trying to command the rest of the group as the vines fall on him, and you see him go from on all twos to all fours in a matter of seconds. Chuckles, you take 4 damage.
All right.
As you can see that you start to smell a bit of acidity as you can hear the sound sort of on your back.
All right. Well, if the
All right,
fight
I
is
look at
over,
Nistka and say,
I will-
that was a really effective hand axe.
I will get out from under it.
Thank-
Very good.
If that was a strength check requirement, there's my strength check.
No strength check to roll out. It's dead.
Okay.
It's not moving against you.
I'll be back.
Chuckles, stop playing around on the floor.
Sewage water.
Chuckles
Much
quickly runs to the bathroom as per
To
any
the
good dog.
thrones of water.
Oh, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
And
I try watching the ooze off my armor.
So the rest of you are in complete darkness.
I was about to say, yeah, our light source just left.
Not my problem.
We would probably follow Chuckles. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Leave us,
Come on,
Chuckles.
Piper.
You have the light.
You're all faster than me.
Piper.
You and your fatty armor. So the rest of you chase after, and you can see sort of Chuckles is sort of like rolling around in the sewage puddles, really taking up a scent on him.
Yep.
You're
As you
rolling
do
in
so-
puddles to dry off. I don't.
Feeling about this.
But as you do so, the sizzling begins to stop.
Yeah, I'm cleaning the
Oh.
ooze off my armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Choosing one liquid over a less desirable liquid. Got it.
Yeah. Mostly because I made my save and I can not be afraid of being wet for 10 minutes now.
Could be worse.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, my character's not loving it, but he wants to have his armor at the end of this, so he's dealing with it.
I get you.
All right, so I get up and violently shake myself and my armor off, and then I'm ready. I'm good to go. You guys want to go left or right?
I'd say continuing going down the path we
Whatever.
just cleared out.
Chuckles.
All right. Well, this is closer now. I'm going this way.
Follow the nose.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow Chuckles now with your nose.
No, I meant you should follow your nose.
I listen at this door, by the way, Jowafa.
You can hear the sound of running water.
Okay. Sounds like more water behind this door. You guys want to check it out, or you want to poke your head around the corner first?
I would say corner first.
Around the corner.
There's a door between you and the room. There's not between you and the corner.
I'm gonna just shine the lantern down this way.
Okay.
Ah.
Food again.
Cool.
Oh, before we go on, was I able to recover the hand axe from the plant up top before, or is it lost?
Yeah, you can recover it.
Okay, sweet.
Got that great orange goo on it that's making it steam, but
Yeah, a little bit, but
Hmm.
you don't have to worry about it.
It's not time.
it's true.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right.
It might be more.
Well, I'm gonna try the door over here.
Okay. The door does not appear to have any sort of door handle on it.
I try pushing it.
Okay. Very good. Good. So you see a small trapezoidal room. Inside, the smell of sewage rots the air, and a low hum of buzzing fills your eardrums. To your right, you can see what appears to be large plastic walls bolted onto the wall. In front of you, you can see elongated porcelain statues jutting out from the wall. They appear to be long and dip out near the bottom to make a small bowl. To your left appears to be a marble counter with a shattered mirror above. Similar to the similar porcelain bowls appear to be carved into the counter, filled with glass.
So I had an interesting, fun downside question for my character for you. Since he's a keen observer and very good with his nose, eyes, and ears, should something like this that just kind of offends a normal person's sense of smell, like really stank for my character?
Yeah,
Like I
you were
really
covered in it.
Yeah, but like there weren't flies and stuff in the last one. You were like, this is bad. So I guess my character,
Out of game, we're looking at a men's room, maybe.
yeah, it has urinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the statues, they're urinals, and then it's just wash basins. All right, I just go. I don't want to go in there, guys. I can, but I don't want to.
You can smell it from
These
here.
items
I
are
don't
too
think it's
big
very
for us to touch. Man has
Was there any
peed
kind
on
of
them, claiming his own. They were not for dogs to be touched.
iconography or symbols on or near the door?
Yeah, there was. It almost looks like there was like hieroglyphics painted upon the door.
What do they depict?
Just large straight lines and in dictionary signs. Like there's one that just looks like it's like jaggedness, and then there's one that looks sort of like a table, but it's on its side, and then there's another one with a half jagged. No one's been able to decipher the hieroglyphics, and man, they're far too complex for the dog's brain.
One of these days.
Of course, if they are plastic, we would bring them with us.
No, he said they were painted on the door. Now, if the door's plastic, we'll leave it in place because we don't defile the works of man.
That's the spirit.
All right, let's keep on trucking. I'm gonna start going around this corner down here.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's me, Mario. Okay, there you can see an elongated hall that sort of curves off to your left. You can see onto your right there appears to be a large amount of rubble, just sort of like broken off on part of the side of the wall.
Take a look at the rubble, just looking for vines and moss before passing by it.
As you sort of glance, you can see there appears to be a small, thinner vines, but nothing as thick as what was back up by the actual plant when you were fighting it.
Oh. I mean, it could just be it could be one giant fuck off plant that was just an offshoot of it. Like, when it was screaming, the whole place was shaking. It could be throughout the walls, but...
Close to a T.
Poke my head around the corner and then stand in the middle of the T intersection if I don't see anything.
Okay.
Just gonna stand here and watch me burn.
Okay. You quickly glance in, you don't really see anything move immediately, and then you sort of move to where you're going.
Yeah. So this is like a small desk, rectangular, and then these are wooden structures that with holes in where you might expect cushions to be because they got decayed away over time.
Let's see. From where you can see what a large rectangular table that appears to be open in the center, similar to the table that you originally saw when entering the Sacred Haven.
Is there any locks on this one, or is it just a flat table?
I'm just gonna walk through the room and take a look at things. Before continuing up. I'm actually gonna check out this door when we get the chance.
Yeah,
The rest of the party has traditionally been the ones searching.
So there appears to be long, gray, extended chairs along the right hand and left hand, and on the opposite wall. On the right hand corner, you can see what appears to be a door.
Are you guys going to do your little
Is there,
search
like,
routine?
in the middle of the table in the middle has like a section inside, right, where there's stuff, or is it just barren?
It appears to have a section inside where there appears to be, this one appears to be a little bit more hollow than the one that was filled with rubble at the beginning. Where you can see what appears to be sort of like a huge sort of dip inside, as well. There appears to be a large number of open wires on the base, as well as small plastic boxes.
You want me to roll my notice check for the door?
Sure. I saw Piper rolled a search check.
Cool.
Nitska also did,
What do you
but
guys
Piper did a much better.
searching in general?
I was gonna search.
Like, I don't accept the answer if I just search the room and then I get all the answers in the room.
I'm searching along these. I believe they're like what, shelves?
They appear to be elongated chairs.
Oh,
Like, they're chairs, but they seem to be stretched incredibly long. Like, they could seat dozens of dogs.
Like they're benches.
yeah.
We do not have this technology.
I think we would know.
I'm
what
searching
bench
the-
looks like.
I'm kidding. The table thing in the middle, Jowafa.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so going with the table thing in the middle. Inside the table thing in the middle, you find three large boxes of plastic pieces, or basically a plastic. Each one worth about 25 plastic pieces each. You also find what appears to be a small plastic rectangle that appears to be glass on one side that is completely shattered. Let's see what else is. As well as what appears to be a small metal container almost. It almost looks like a small rectangle made of metal. Only about maybe 3 inches by 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Okay, and then someone else was listening at the door, I guess?
So
Yeah.
we had 3 large plastic.
You do not detect any
pieces.
sounds from the other side of the door. Or any weird
How many,
smells.
how many plastic pieces was this worth?
There were 3 boxes, each worth 25 plastic pieces.
25 pp each. And
What
then it
were
was
you searching by?
one little box.
Jeef?
What was I searching for? I was mainly intending to examine the room, like the general surroundings.
I think he wanted more specific areas of the room
What hasn't been
to
searched?
search. I think we've been around, so you can choose the thing to search more thoroughly since you got a better result.
I guess.
I believe
What did you describe these portions on the wall as?
Long
just
chairs.
Yeah,
I was about to say the
extended
one
chairs.
closest to me was like an extended chair.
Bench-like?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll examine this set of benches.
Okay. And so, Niska, you were examining this set of benches?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. So, Niska, as you sort of look along the benches, you can see there appears to be a large amount of webbing underneath these elongated chairs. Almost like that's sort of what's keeping them onto the ground. On top of the elongated chairs, you can see about meter and a half or so, there's like a weird bar that just sort of comes around, like creating like almost separate sections within the elongated chair. You don't imagine man may have been that wide or that fat, but these seats are incredibly wide, almost like 2 dog lengths long before they are separated. So you find that slightly interesting. Piper. So you were sort of looking under these benches, sort of looking around these benches. These benches also seem to have a large amount of webbing under them as well. But I never sort of notices as Chuckles is sort of like moving the lantern around to sort of help you guys search. You see a small glint sort of appear from in the webbing under the back, like left-hand side on one of the benches. almost like something sort of reflecting back off of it instead of it being trapped in the webbing.
I will crawl closer to it and attempt to examine it. And if I cannot see it clearly, I will ask for someone to bring the light over.
Okay. As you look over, you can see what appears to be either some sort of metal or mirror just sort of like jutted out. It seems to be sort of a small, like, little quarter chunk.
And it appears to be stuck in the webbing.
Correct.
Have we seen any kind of movement whatsoever from the webbing? Does it just appear to be dead cobweb, or could it possibly be still in use?
All I know is my thought is let's not have Dante look under the chair.
I did have a quick question. So when you say webbing, you mean spider webs, or like the term webbing that we would use where it's like a mesh holding something together?
I don't necessarily understand the difference. I think I'd say spider webbing, to where it looks like a large amount of just like very thick webbing.
Yeah.
And every so often you do see like the webbing move slightly, almost like it's moving with a wind that you do not feel.
Yeah, like it has spooters inside of it.
Yep, that makes me uncomfortable.
Don't look under the chairs.
Well, we were paid to clear this place out. I have an idea of how to clear those chairs out, but I don't want to make the acolyte of man upset. I have a torch, and there's a
You have a hooded lantern.
no. I'm holding your hooded lantern. I also have a torch.
Oh, never mind.
I love how many times the thought of setting things on fire happens in any session.
At least this time we have a fire extinguisher, or at least we know that the red cylinder.
Don't worry, guys. This is
That's the
safe.
ability
We
to
have a
put
fire
the fire out.
extinguisher.
So I look at Dante and go, Dante, there's a lot of spider webs in here, and I want to burn them out, but it might burn the chairs.
Spiders?
Crazy.
No, just the webs. There's just webs in here.
Into the darkness, where the spiders can't get you.
All right.
I'll hide behind the wall here.
You'll see a light every now and then just sort of flash back in.
I've found something stuck in the webs, but I'm afraid that if I disturb it, the spiders might react.
Well,
Do we want to use an object to try and mess with the webbing? Like,
I
technically,
do. I want to use a torch to mess with the webbing, but I don't want to insult people.
I was thinking along the lines of a long object, like a stick that's not on fire.
I could do you one better.
Hmm.
I've got a basic spell called Magic Paw that would allow me to manipulate it from a distance.
Well, there you go. That way you're not sticking your hand in it.
Precisely.
Jowafa, I ready in action to interpose myself between him and the chair if spiders jump out at him.
Okay.
Nistka, where you're standing is where they're most likely to erupt if they do.
I'll just step back here.
All right. I
You're
will.
ready?
Yep. I will cast Magic Paw, which takes an action. It has a range of 30 feet. You point your focus at an object and can lift and move the object from a distance with a ghostly paw. So I'm going to point that at you said the metallic piece that was stuck in the webbing under there.
Very good.
And I will attempt to pull it out.
Just to be that obnoxious rules lawyer person that I am, you probably can't see something that's under, like inside the bench from that far
If
away.
I have
from
to
the
be
bench.
laying on the floor to do it, I'll do it. That's
No, I
fine.
just how I thought about it is it's like halfway above the floor because it's in the webs. So if you're looking straight at the chair, you can't see it because it's inside the chair. But I mean, Jowafa has final say in how it is and exactly how he saw it.
I'd say it's fine. Shut it out enough, and he's mostly going off the reflection that you pose from the light.
Cool.
Yeah, using not Mage Hand, but Mage Paw.
right.
The invisible spectral hand sort of begins to shift the webbings around it, and you see this metal like cube shapes just sort of slowly being pulled out from the webbing. As the webbing shakes, you can hear Dante and Piper. You sort of can hear a bit of skittering reverberating from the walls, just sort of echoing around you, to where you feel like something around you has started to shuffle and move. Chuckles, from where you're standing, you can see what appear to be a large number of like baby spiders just start to scatter out from under the bench and under the other benches as well, as the metal box comes fully out.
Okay, I will move the box to myself and examine it.
I'm gonna. So the lantern, is it run by oil?
Okay, Beta
I
has to
believe
level
so,
up.
yes.
It's an oil lantern.
Okay. Well, I will just probably try and not get in the spider's way. I was thinking about pouring the oil out and then lighting it, but we'll wait. The last time we disrupted a nest like this, we didn't get attacked by them.
Piper.
Yes.
As you were sort of bringing the box closer to you, you can hear what appears the skittering sound sounding louder and louder from your left-hand side. As you look to your left from the darkness, you can just out of when Chuckles glances his light back towards you, you see what appears to be a large spider breach from the darkness and latch onto your paw.
It's reaching out of this area we haven't been yet?
Yeah.
Correct, and that
Oof.
you cannot see.
Okay.
So everyone, roll for initiative. Surprise round.
Sneak attack.
Boy, this is not shipping out well.
No, it's going great.
Okay. So
Piper's largely unhurt. He could take some damage.
the
That's
fangs.
a wonderful sentiment to
A
have
mage,
before
wait,
it's been
a
rolled.
mage is gonna tank. Oh no.
The fangs
For
reach
now.
out from the darkness. Piper, what is your AC?
Give me one moment.
Your mom got him.
It is 24, or sorry, 14. I don't know where that number came.
Okay. You feel the bite sort of clench onto your arm as you yelp out in pain. Everyone's attention diverts towards you. I believe this. Here we go. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh, of course I do.
You can do it, Piper.
You say that.
I mean, you're capable of doing it. Oh, right. It took some damage.
Very good roll. So you only take 2 piercing damage as the fangs scratch upon your arm and you yelp backwards. And obviously, as the one who would first be able to notice, you quickly notice that there appears to be a spider reaching from the space by which the light can see.
A very large spider?
A quite large spider. You maybe imagine it's as big as you. Maybe bigger.
Mm.
Who's moving out?
Is it my turn?
It is your turn, Piper.
Okay. I was under the impression that because it was a surprise round, it was going to go twice, but I will happily.
Thank you for reminding me of that. I almost forgot. I would have just let you go. I haven't done a surprise round in years. Proceeds to attempt to bite you once again and gets an 18 to hit.
That'll
So
definitely
that
hit.
Make a Constitution save once more.
Misses.
A 12 still succeeds. So you only take
Hey.
7 more piercing.
Great.
And I apologize to be the bearer of bad news. But Piper, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Or be webbed. Nice.
Could be better, could be worse.
13. Okay, you succeed. As you can see from just behind the spider, you can see a lone web shoot out from the darkness and attempt to sort of grapple onto your arm, but you quickly jump backward as you're just sort of shuffling back, trying to dodge spider fangs. And now a surprise round over.
They all laughed at us. They laughed at us when we wanted to attack the darkness, and now the darkness is attacking us.
To clarify, am I being grappled?
You are not being grappled, but you are within attack of opportunity range.
Right.
And
And
you can take the disengage action. I'll still make sure that you can cast a spell this turn.
I have a better option. Give me one moment to look up the description for this.
I have a better option. Teleport. I go back to town. Fuck you guys.
I mean,
Recall potions, we're not doing that.
based on the interactions we've had with spiders so far, am I fairly confident they rely on sight?
Can you make a nature check for me?
Sure. Fine. No nature. I am not proficient. Can I still roll it?
You can still roll it due to the high interactivity we've had in this dungeon.
Not the best.
You would say, yeah, they seem to have 8 eyes, so they rely heavily on sight.
Okay.
If they didn't need sight, they wouldn't have a bunch of eyes.
That is logical. I like it. There it is. All right. Chaos Spray. Casting time, 1 action. Range, 15-foot cone. A vivid cone of clashing colors and smells springs forth from your paw. Characters in a 15-foot cone originating from you, ignoring blind and unconscious characters, must make a wisdom saving throw or become anosmic and blind until the spell ends, which is a round.
Okay.
Anosmic means they can't smell. But I'm going to direct this in a cone as best I can that encapsulates both of these spiders that I can detect.
Okay, so it's half. So this way? Yeah.
Okay. They get wisdom saving throws. Let me check the DC real quick.
So just as a you know let's see what we can get out of this. He shoots out like coruscating lights. Does that mean it lights up the area briefly so he has an idea of what's in front of him?
For a flash, yes. It's basically
Flash
like
bang.
Krillin solar flare for a minute.
Oh, neat. This sheet does not have a convenient place to find that information. Do you know the formula for determining spell DCs off the top of your head?
Usually it's 8 plus proficiency
Oh, I just looked at it.
plus your spellcasting mod. So if it's int, then it'd be plus int.
So it's a 14 DC.
Okay. We can clearly see 2 spiders in the hallway. One of the spiders immediately has all its eyes closed and begins to freak out a bit. The other spider appears to not be affected. It has its sort of butt shown towards you as it was trying to shoot web.
Okay, so the one closest to me is the one that was affected.
From what you can determine, yes.
Then I'm going to take the opportunity to back the fuck away.
Okay. They will attempt an attack of opportunity with disadvantage and
Correct.
fail.
Thankfully.
Man, you run far, boy. I guess that's only 30, but
Yep.
I would run far too.
20, 30.
Yeah.
It's only 30.
I just got
Yeah.
ganked for more than half of my HP.
You're correct. That's what happens when you tank.
All right, so my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The
spider in the lead is blind, which means attacks against it have advantage.
in melee range
Think in general.
or in
So I can
general.
double check.
Attacks against creatures who are.
Real attacks.
Attack rolls
Obviously,
against
then
you
I
have
did it.
advantage, and your attack rolls are at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you get your precise shot too.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and short bow. Roll 1, and you said it's with advantage, so second roll.
Nice, so 24 to hit and 7 damage.
7 damage, and then
Plus-
because precise, so we're going to be
Yes,
adding
1d6.
a 1d6. So, is there- actually, there's a shortcut over here. Okay.
9 damage. So your arrow pierces into the darkness and you hear a screeching sound.
Good. Good.
Anything else, Nistka?
Um. 2. Maybe I'll move here. This way, Piper is sort of protected by a wall of people.
Keep in mind, remember, you can only see light sources from Chuckles.
It's true.
So if Chuckles does not have line of sight of you, you do not have line of sight of anything.
How about here?
Yep, you can still see Chuckles, and therefore you can see the space between Chuckles and you.
All right. This is where I stand.
Chuckles, perfect time to get low on the initiative. Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy that Nistka just walked away. Need her for something.
This is what I get for just stepping away for just a second. Okay, go ahead. Do you need me to-
Nistka, shoot him.
Okay.
Not
I guess
not me.
We'll try.
Don't tell her
I
how to
will.
live.
I'll shoot this one because this is the one that we still have advantage on. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Rolling.
Jowafa, is there any way I can move to engage both of them?
No.
Okay.
Roll number 1.
Shortly.
Essentially, this one's in the
Roll
back
number
corner,
2.
This is in the upper left. Okay,
Okay,
15
and
to
then-
hit.
And 1d6 for additional damage. 10 damage. That
And that
spider.
spider just gets a couple arrows in its face and just keels on over. Its legs are up, like a dog playing dead.
Let me check something. Where's the ruler tool again?
And it's the one that looks like a power symbol on its side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was here.
So 20.
Okay. So I'm now that she took her move, I believe I can continue my move because you can do your move before and after move. So I just take the extra 5 feet and try and threaten the hallway.
The hallway feels threatened by you.
Good.
Dante.
Nope.
Open the shit out.
I will cast. I will say, Chuckles, you got this, and give you Shield of Faith, and then I'll run back here.
Let's shield the faith I actually do.
+2 to AC.
2
Oh.
plus 2 your AC.
Okay. Cool.
So it's like a free shield that doesn't take a hand.
All right.
This one is kaput. So now this other one. This one turns around, so it crawls over. Sees a A doggo in front of it and begins to attempt to bite it furiously.
I like the idea of it barking. It's a barking spider.
It's a
It's
bark.
trying to learn to communicate. Barking man.
Are
Oh.
barking spiders a real thing? Because I've always understood them as an excuse for farts.
No, it's a real thing. Matt.
Oh.
Sadly, it can only bite the darkness as the darkness evades its maw. And it goes top to Piper.
Y'all just mad because my AC is 21 right now.
It's a pretty good AC. I remember I built entire characters around just like trying to get like a 20 AC at level 1.
I don't have that normally, but someone Shield of Faith me, so I'm pretty good.
So you're wearing heavy armor, you have a shield, and now you have a shield of faith.
And I have defensive fighting style.
Oh, nice. Tanky.
Yeah. What are you doing, Piper?
Oh, is it on? I'm sorry. You said my name, and I was like, why are you mentioning me? Am I being targeted? What's going on? I didn't realize it was my turn.
Well, I guess it's going me to attack you.
Let's
Roll the
see.
bones.
The remaining spider, does it look wounded at all?
Not at all. Looks angry.
Okay. I will cast Magic Missile. See if this macro does what I think it does. It does.
Nice. 7.
I separated them because they can target individual targets, but I'm going to have them all target the one. So that is a total of 10 force damage.
Nice. Each force damage just sort of flips at it, dealing 10 damage as its legs begin to crumble underneath it. It is heavily wounded, as it is bleeding out a green ooze.
And I'll call that my turn.
Nistka,
I slurp it up.
you obtain venomous bite. Your bite tax now.
Nice.
That's how drinking poison
Is this a
works.
literal thing?
No.
Okay. I guess I will attempt to.
I like the idea that Chuckles, after just swimming around in all the sewage and just begins eating spider liquid, just contains radioactive spider powers. Ooh, chomp of justice. Okay. I thought that was Niska's shot. I was like, finally.
No. No, not this time. But we'll
This
see.
one-
I mean, this
no,
will be
it-
a regular shot. So.
Yeah.
Chuckles, don't do that. You know you don't have actions.
Hey, nice.
That's true.
An unnatural 20 for 7 damage as it pierces into the spider and
Not that it-
falls over.
I was going to say, not that it matters, but you had another D6 on there.
Yeah.
I do technically, yes. How bad? There you go.
I reach into my backpack and pull a stick with like a little swabbed end, and I hand it to Piper and say, "Here's a torch."
All right, thank you.
Approves.
So you're saying we need a secondary light source.
I'm saying that you just got attacked from the shadows, and from the people that I want attacked from the shadows, you're not one of them.
Very well then, thank you.
Glances at the rest of the party.
Yep. All right, I have removed the torch from my inventory. All right. Well, let's go check out this door.
Good.
I will reserve the torch for now. There's no point in lighting it when we have a primary light source directly in front.
That's what we thought last time too.
Okay.
But I don't disagree in this specific instance.
Hey, Dante, the spiders are dead. It's safe to come back
Are you
to
sure?
the group.
You can,
Yes.
You can feel it feels like little bit of pullings on the back of like your collar. And just like all the creepy crawlies, just whenever you feel like a slight breeze just touch.
It's all good.
Please get help. I think they're calling on me.
Should I do a search and be like, I think you're
It's like my
fine?
fire.
Go roll around in the sewage like a good boy.
Good voice and friends there.
Stop,
Okay.
drop, and roll help here. No, I
So
think
Chuckles, you open a small side door. Appears to be made of rotted wood, and there you can see on your right hand side there appears to be like shortened desk. Like all these desks have sort of been on chest height. This one appears to be about stomach high. On the left hand side, you can see what appears to be a box mounted on the wall that has these weird gray rectangles oversecting each other. One going up and down, one going left and right.
I try pulling out the different shelves in the box.
On the bottom.
You said overlapping rectangles, making me think of a grid shape.
Yeah, so it
And
appears
so-
to be like sort of a design on the box.
Oh, got it. Okay. I'll just. So I mean, I'll walk in real quick and take a glance around. So there's a desk and what looks like somewhere where you could like hang a bunch of keys, right?
There's a desk, and then there's a box mounted on the wall that appears to be a sort of enclosed plastic, and on the outside of the plastic is the design of a gray, two gray rectangles intersecting each other, oversecting, that are perpendicular to each other.
Yeah. So it's making a plus sign.
I'm not sure how advanced dogs are in mathematics, but maybe.
Yeah.
What symbol they would choose for addition.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check that box. Well, I'll check that box to see if there's any hinges or ways to open it.
Okay. Make an investigation roll.
Do you mean search?
I guess. If it is int based, sure.
It is not int based. That is wisdom based. Doesn't matter. I rolled a 1 regardless.
Fair enough. The box appears to be firmly attached onto the wall. It does not appear to have any obvious hinges or way of opening or closing it, or like some of the other rectangles that the humans tend to like to have seams on them.
Well, I just go. Looks like there's a bunch of money here that I don't know how to get off without damaging it. And then I just
Can we have a look?
yeah, I just walk out of the room because I don't want us to get blindsided again by spooters. I realize that it's going to make it pretty hard for you guys to see, but I'd prefer safety over ease of seeing.
I think what you're looking for is no spirituality, Jowafa.
Sure.
That's the one we've been using for humanity.
For how to interact with you
There's
and
not.
stuff.
Yeah.
You look at it and you recognize the symbol on the front as the symbol of health for of mankind. Mankind would put these like intersecting rectangles on things when they were of medical importance. Generally, they made it so it was very difficult to open, as the knowledge and ability for medical treatment seemed to be a very rare type of skill, and they felt like those that were of less worth even among man, that would be dangerous to have them have access to such power.
Do I know how to open it?
After carefully maneuver around, you know that you sort of jiggle it around, you can hear that something's on it. As you sort of pull up, you feel like something unlatches on it, and the box comes off of the wall and feels heavy in your hands. Looking at the back of it, you can see that there's a small like little switch on the back, and when you pull on it, it appears to pop open.
Okay. And what's inside?
Good question.
Is it like a defibrillator? Is that what it's called? A heart starter? Clear. We have found medicine of man.
Very nice.
Inside the box, you can see what appears to be a roll of paper with strange gray square objects stuck on the paper. The objects feel slightly on top of the paper, but they appear to be magically connected to the paper. In addition, there's a brown bottle that appears to have a liquid inside, and a small piece of plastic where you can see two gray circular objects shown within the transparent plastic.
Okay. So there's like a bandage or medical tape or whatever, and a bottle of liquid,
Mhm.
brown liquid.
No, it's a brown bottle. The liquid might
And then
not
just-
be brown.
What was the
A small square of
right,
plastic
liquid.
that is
What was that?
transparent that appears to have two gray ovals, sort of like encapsulated under the plastic.
How large are they?
About the size of dice. So
Okay.
fairly small.
Now, just remember, for descriptive sake, we are mostly colorblind. So those could be colored.
We don't talk that way around here, Felix.
We could have muted anything
All
on
colors are
colorblindness.
equal. Colored and colorless.
All colors are gray.
I don't know what those are.
Out of character, I have an idea. In character, clueless.
No, you are allowed to guess out of character.
Out of character, I think they're pills,
It also-
like capsules.
It's about- Oh, I see. And Beta, are you writing that down?
I need to.
I think the bottle is hydrogen peroxide.
Certainly could be.
Although it's kind of weird that they would have hydrogen peroxide in a pill container. Could be like cough syrup or something.
Open. There we go.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't know.
Well, like
It's a-
any good magical potion, first party member should just drink it.
Delicious quinine.
plastic bottles.
Oh, was the bottle described as plastic? That's an important detail.
Oh, that's actually a good question. I'm
I believe it was brown glass, but I'm not
brown
sure.
glass.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking hydrogen peroxide
Yeah.
or like cough syrup.
Glass bottle.
My thoughts immediately went to Ethan Winters and the
Liquid.
magical hand regenerating liquid he has.
Oh, Ethan Winters being Resident Evil.
Yes,
Got it,
the
yep.
protagonist of 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Instead of having herbs that he uses to heal, he just pours a brown bottle of liquid on his hand.
Including on if he's missing the hand.
Correct.
It's okay, he has like 3 hands.
He's got backups.
Gonna burn, isn't it?
I mean, I'm not feeling super well, so I see this bottle of liquid and think, oh, the medicine of man will surely cure me. So I take a swig of it. Because why not?
Hmm.
As you look at the bottle, you can see that on the top of it there is a little screw cap. You unscrew it, and inside you can see at the top of the bottle there appears to be like a little squishy thing. And when you pull the little topper out, you can see there appears to be a small like glass tube that has some of the liquid inside the tube.
Oh, okay.
Dropper. Neat.
Is it like an orange
I-
liquid?
Pardon?
Is it like a yellowish or orange liquid?
Yes.
Is it like iodine?
Okay.
I do not know what that is. I'll try it.
Um.
I'm not like switching. I'm just taking the pipette or whatever. And
Oh, I'm not anywhere close to it. Never mind. Continue.
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Pour a little bit on your tongue, and it tastes awful.
Yep.
Like the taste makes you want to gag immediately.
Bleh.
I don't think iodine is toxic except in extremely large doses, but it definitely is unpleasant.
Well,
Assuming
No,
that
but
I
wait,
have regrets.
was it a glass bottle, Jowafa, or was it plastic?
It is plastic.
It is plastic.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
oh,
Now, does
just pour the
any
liquid out.
character-
Hey.
Now, as I mentioned last time, if any character is proficient in heal, they do have a chance to identify any sort of medical objects that they're familiar with.
Hey,
Joke's
that's what
on
I did
you.
last time. So I can roll a heal check to try for that?
Yeah, to try to discern what it is or how to use it. Okay, so on the brown bottle, based upon the you've seen certain modern medical facilities use the similar tube, not to administer in the mouth, but administer in small orifices such as the eyes or the nose. Based upon the fact that the instrument is not curved, you imagine it would be the eyes. As to what it does to the eyes, usually if it has been in a box with a plus sign on it, generally would be beneficial, but you are not 100% certain as the end result.
Right. I I believe this to be some form of eye treatment, although I'm not sure what it's meant to treat. Probably not very tasty there, Dante.
I check my wounds to see if they're magically closing.
They
Yes, didn't
don't
work.
appear to be like closing immediately, but they might be. They seem to be closing faster. The pain seems to be subsiding a little. You're feeling better.
Oh, it seems to be working a little, I think. Let's hold on to this one.
Yes, of course.
I'll hand it to him. He seems to know what it's about. Maybe you should hold on
I-
to that, Piper.
I
It's almost
drag,
gets inventory,
I-
whatever.
I drag the spiders to this corner over here.
Well, I can mark that
Okay.
it's in Piper's inventory.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do I have any idea of the function of the rectangles and ovals?
Rectangles and ovals.
The ones in the
the-
plastic.
Yeah, the pills are the
Yeah.
You want to use this heal check for all the things, or do you want to roll for each individually?
I will continue to roll if that's acceptable.
That is fine. Each are fairly different in nature.
Oof. That's for the rectangular pills
Bills, okay.
and the oval ones.
Okay.
Should have just kept the original. That's okay.
It is what it is. That's why I asked.
Hmm.
So for the little rectangles encapsulated in the plastic,
Mhm.
you're not, since it's transparent, you know that there's a lot of like different human transparent plastics that are dissolvable in water. Where you imagine this is probably something that they just put in their food in order to be able to enhance their abilities, sort of like a food supplement. As for the different pieces, the paper with the square weird surfaces on them, as you sort of move your finger around the edges, you feel like you could like pull these like little square things off, to where these must be like more advanced bandages of what the humans used to use. They probably took these square little sticky things off and put them over their wounds in order to close them quickly.
Interesting. So, you said the rectangles were the pill ones,
Yeah.
or the ovals were?
The ovals are pills. Rectangles are
Band-Aid.
Human-
Strips. Got it. Okay.
advanced human
So-
bandages.
As far as I can tell, these ovals are, I suppose you could call them a food strengthener. That's the kind of thing you would dissolve or stir into your food to make it better for you, I guess. It's hard to describe. And then these ones, the rectangles, these are magic bandages. They don't require as much bandage. You don't have to wrap them around yourself. You can simply stick them to yourself, and they'll stay in place and close the wound for you.
Ooh. I make big eyes. Oh, very
Could be
good.
extremely
So
useful.
I'll take one of those and like stick it on wherever I'm wounded the most.
Okay.
Dante, you understand these are precious treasures. We don't have many of these.
There's currently 5 of them. So using one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was like a huge roll of bandages.
Well, they appear to be
Saving
long
changes.
stickers.
Yeah, it's like you know when you open a box of Band-Aids, it's got like a bunch of them together that you just pull apart. The paper bits.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of those. It's a sheet of those.
I'll save them, I guess. If there's only 5.
Oh, are we splitting up items? 'Cause I thought they were all going in Piper's inventory because he had to heal stuff.
No. I mean, you can write down that there's 5 of them. But other
Do
than
we
that-
want to spread them out? Have each one having one may or may not be useful. We're not 100% sure of their efficacy.
So 5 paper. Stream service.
I don't know that I'll
You can
ever
hold
run
on to
into
them.
Yeah, in the middle of combat, I'll just tell you to use them if I need you to use them.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know how to administer them properly.
They're okay.
The artifacts of man, I don't feel comfortable around them too much. They're so strange and alien.
Truly a mystery.
Plus, it's pretty hard to administer a bandage while you're holding a shield and a flail.
Say bandages properly would be after combat in most situations if we're trying to do some patch up.
They're magic
Like-
bandages, though. We don't know.
That's true. They are magical, potentially.
Mhm.
He
They're
said they were
advanced.
magical.
I mean, magical in the sense that we don't fully understand their function, not necessarily that they're more effective than a normal bandage.
I don't know.
What is magic but science that we don't yet understand?
Exactly. That's
Okay.
literally what this is.
I shine a light down the hallway.
Could you?
All right, I'm saving changes.
Wasn't there a mechanic in this game where some sort of points go into a bowl?
Yeah, I'm not using that.
Okay, cool.
Because that's dumb.
All right, I'll peek my head around a corner before checking out this door too much.
Okay.
So this abrupt end here,
It's
is
portal.
that
Yeah. What's
Is
going
that like-
on?
is that like a jagged wall or something?
That's if you point your lantern that way, it reveals that much. That's the length
Cool.
of your lantern.
I thought it was 120 feet.
Damn you. There.
Cool. I'll go take a listen at the door. Oh, I did roll it twice. 10 and 14.
Thanks. You listen in. You do not hear anything on the other side of the wall.
Okay. I'll try the door real quick.
Okay. The door appears to be unlocked.
Okay. I will open it.
Okay.
I see any plastic in this here room?
This small room appears to have 2 plastic tables in the center of the room. Along the left-hand wall appears to be a counter with a number of cables jutting out from the wall atop the counter. Under the counter appears to be an excessively tall plastic chairs. On the far wall, you can see what appear to be 2 large cabinets.
I know artifacts, man, and all, but there is
A
a
treasure
lot
room?
a lot of plastic in here. Let's. I'll watch the door. You guys start the cataloging.
Man was so rich they even built their furniture out of treasure. Isn't this amazing?
Truly.
Very good.
Let's start rolling them checks, guys.
Well, what is everyone checking out? So, like, are these benches or are these
I will.
shelves?
Right.
Those are 2 large cabinets.
2 large cabinets. Okay.
I would like
I'm
to
gonna go
investigate
check
one of the
this.
cabinets.
I'm checking this cabinet.
I'll take the top one then.
Tables.
Each rolled first. So the tables appear to be entirely made of plastic. On the floor underneath the tables, you can see what appears to be large plastic cylinders that seem to be like almost like bottles where they have like screw tops on the top. They almost look like bigger versions of like the little plastic bottle from the medicine cabinet. Let's see the top shelf. Or cabinet. Sorry.
How many plastic bottles?
2.
Okay.
Okay. In the top cabinet, as you open up the cabinets, they seem to be made of like a bit of. They appear to be made of plastic, but they appear to be colored as if they were trying to imitate wood. They appear to be closed in down the center with small little knobs. As you pull on the knobs, the cabinets open up. Inside, you can see what appears to be shelves upon shelves of like these plastic little stands that seem to have like little plastic discs all along on top of these little stands. There appear to be about maybe a couple dozen of them.
How are they arranged?
Haphazardly along the shelves. So in other words, there's like 3 or 4, 2 couple on like a bottom shelf, a bunch sort of in like a middle shelves, and like only like 1 on the top shelf.
So you would say it's like a stand that has a bunch of writable CDs on it, and the wires. This is a networking room. This is the IT room.
For the sake of an out of character mental picture, is that accurate?
For an out of city, yeah.
Okay. I
Are we taking
have
any of
no
these things?
idea what this is supposed to do.
To be fair, I've met humans that would walk in there and go, I have no idea what this is supposed to do.
Like, it's a lot of beeps and
Sure, I
boops
understood.
and loud fan noises.
And then Nistka, you open the lower the southern cabinet, and it's open similarly. Inside this one, there appears to be a large number of plastic, like rectangular boxes that appear to have these yellow and blue cords just sort of sticking out of them in various ways and sort of going down the cabinet towards the back wall.
Whoa.
There's so much plastic in there.
This is.
Yeah.
Is it a
We've hit the
puzzle?
mother lode. I don't know. You should start moving stuff around to see what happens.
Can I, like, unplug a cable and plug it back in?
As you pull on a cable,
Imagine
it feels
if
to be
you look at the
fairly
computer
tight
and-
onto the box. The cable appears to be very detached to the different boxes.
Okay. That one's not loose. Does it look like any of the boxes are movable?
They all appear to be lifted up, but they all appear to be attached with these yellow and blue cables that appear to be attaching onto the cabinet itself. They like go into the small little carved-in hole in the back and disappear from sight.
I have
But as you
no
move them around, you
idea.
can hear the creaking of the cabinet as it sort of like slightly moves on the ground.
Yeah, they're patch cables. The Ethernet cables coming out of the cabinet plugging into like a modem or router.
I was thinking maybe it's like the network box.
Yeah. So the Ethernet cables just need to be disengaged, but
I don't want to break it. So
Most people
see, if
don't
more,
have-
Don't break it, Nistka.
I was gonna say, if more people thought like you, things would be better.
I don't want to take the entire network down.
I don't want to wait.
I thought my iPhone to be a Wi-Fi.
What? What was that? Keach?
How many bars do you have?
I
There?
pull out my iPhone Wi-Fi.
Do I have any bars?
You pull out the small rectangle that you'd found in the center circle that had the glass shattered. You appear to have no bars.
Place sucks.
You would even. I don't think we would even know to look for bars.
Right.
I only know
Ah.
that men worship this the strange energy called the Wi-Fi that connected all living things.
Ah,
It's a special energy they worshipped.
It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds us.
Yes, exactly.
I like the idea
Use
that
the
also that the dogs know how to correctly
This is one of
pronounce
those
Wi-Fi
pictures
and don't just
pictures.
call it like Wi-Fi or something. The magic powers of Wi-Fi. It's an enhanced scent.
oh,
That allows them to connect with other men all throughout the world by smelling the air.
The Dark Lords of the Wi-Fi, known as AT&T.
And then in the dark side of Comcast.
I thought about mentioning Comcast, but I wasn't sure how far they reached.
We don't have to swear in here, guys. You don't have to say that.
we can keep it clean.
What about the shadowy places? Those are the lands of Comcast, son. We do not go to those places.
All that the light touches, except no, just
No.
they're bad. All
What
right,
about those shadows? Those are bad reception areas. You don't want to go there.
that's true. The GPS does not reach there. All right, so do we have 2 cylinders, a number of boxes connected with wires, and
Platforms with discs.
plastic chairs and compact discs on spools.
What about down here, Jowafa? Is that more stuff?
This
At the bottom
appears to
of the
be
room?
a plastic countertop that just appears to be connected to the wall. There appear to be extended, elongated plastic chairs, almost about as tall as you are. And yeah, there appear to be a number of different other wires that appear to be connected to the wall in various ways that appear to be going along the bottom underneath the counter.
Well, clearly we've
Do we
stumbled
follow
upon
the thread?
the greatest treasure of this temple. So I think we should leave this room, everyone, and close the door and make sure to come back for all these switches. We cannot bring all this stuff.
Yeah,
By
we
the
came.
way,
We want-
You could not
Were we
fit the
taking this
tables or
out?
the chairs in the bags.
That's
what
quitter
about
talk.
the 2 cylinders or the compact discs on spools? Are we taking any of those?
The 2 cylinders are bottles, I think. We found 2 bottles underneath one of the tables, correct, Jowafa, I think?
Correct.
Or are you talking about cylinders?
Now you found 2 cylinders
So
under the
big
tables.
bottles of plastic.
Your
Yeah, they
bottles?
are. They have liquid in it, or no?
They do not have any liquid in them.
Is there any worth
okay.
to these bottles, or are they just plastic artifacts?
Plastic artifacts.
Priceless.
Essentially, if you ever get back to a town, you'll have to go when you go to a trader. You're just gonna have to list all these different things out to me, and I'm just gonna have to basically have a little calculator next to me. I'll have to open Excel.
Well, I
and-
mean, quite a few things you did provide prices for.
Yeah, and if
or
I provide
equivalent
prices,
to.
then there's a fair market value. And some of them are so strange because they have some glasses in them and some other things in them that it's not very clear what their value could even potentially be.
Mhm.
But some boxes were so prevalent enough that where they have a standard rate, such as the cubes.
One thing
Oh,
is for
that
sure.
reminds me. The metal cube that I retrieved from under the bench. I
Yes.
never got to examine that.
Correct.
I would like to do that as soon as possible.
Very good. So this metal box appears to be a full-on cube equal on all sides. The cube appears to be about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. 4 of the 6 sides look smooth and blank, so they just feel smooth to the touch, and they have this gray look. On the fifth side, you see what appears to be a glass circle carved into the cube. The glass feels smooth to the touch as well. It just feels only slightly underneath, like where the plastic touches, or the metal. Sorry. On the sixth side, I say plastic too much. I get confused. On the sixth side, there appears to be a number of carvings of various shapes. There appears to be a square carving, a rectangle carving, a triangle, and a circle. Both seem to be sort of outside of like where the metal reaches. So if the metal is here, they sort of seem to be jutting out slightly.
Interesting. How heavy is it?
About 15 pounds.
Jeebus.
Pretty hefty.
So you said it's
Carving
about 4 inches diameter, 4 to 6 inches diameter, metal
Mhm.
cube, very heavy.
Mhm.
With
When you say diameter is usually used for circular objects.
So along one side, since it's a cube and they're equal on all sides.
Got it.
so each face is roughly 4 to 6 inches
Mhm.
wide and long, or wide and tall.
Correct.
Okay.
Big cube. Actually, just
Very heavy
dense.
metal cube with.
I also don't. It's probably too late and whatever now, but he would not have been able to lift that.
Oh
Does
yeah,
Mage-
because
yeah,
of the chains limitations.
What is Mage Claw's upper limit?
Yeah.
10 pounds.
Oh,
Well, I
Well-
mean, he could have like cleared away the spider webbing.
No, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. The story's fine with him being able to lift it, but it would not have worked.
right. I might have been able to pull it loose from the webbing, but I wouldn't have been able to pull it over to myself.
Mhm.
It would not have been in my hand when I was attacked.
All right. Well, we will definitely come back to this treasure room later, but let's get to the main task. Let's clear this out so that Auntie Lou
Yeah.
doesn't have to worry about her kid.
Nephew, friend.
I don't
whatever
care.
relation.
You're talking about Grandma. I said Auntie. I don't know her name, but
See, I
Person,
wasn't
person.
quest provider.
no. I mean, I guess indirectly because Granny gave us the quest, but she was doing it on behalf of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see, Jawartha? Can't see
Everyone's moved to where they want to be.
for now.
Uh, okay. As you look down the hall, you flash your light around. I have not revealed yet, and I know. As you flash your light around, you can see it appears to be an elongated, it appears to be a hallway, but a much more open. It's like almost like an atrium size of room. On the far wall, you can see on the walls you can see what appears to be a large amount of like different webbing all along the rubbled walls. On the left-hand side, you can see what appears to be 2 metal doors that are currently closed. But as you flash your light sort of towards the center of the room, you can see what appears to be an excessively large spider.
That's a big.
That seems to be sort of sitting on top of a pile of a large amount of massive web. Roll initiative, kids.
Okay.
Who are the initiative kids?
Oh.
Cage is cheating over here.
I gave myself disadvantage for my will save. But I succeeded.
Outstanding.
Very nice.
And nice.
Very nice to see the charm. As the light just sort of stays on it, you can see like green goo dripping from its mouth as the eyes sort of blink a bunch as the light hits its face and screeches out, the screech echoing all throughout all around you. Almost like you can hear it coming from behind you as well.
Oh, it's a very big spider.
Not for long.
Does anyone have a really big newspaper? Have we found any newspapers in this dungeon?
Did anyone find any yellow pages? Oh, dang.
I have an iPad. Chuckles, I believe you rolled highest in this initiative.
Or sorry, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So there's my movement speed. I will. Wait. So that's. Where's the thing? 20, so 40. Yeah, he's still in range. Piper, move up. I give you an action.
That can be used to move.
Yeah, any action. Move action, standard action.
Does
I guess
it
action,
say-
move action.
Does it say your thing gives an action or a movement?
It says gives them an action, but I thought you could always downgrade an action to a move action.
No, what you can do is you can use the dash action, which doubles your movement for the turn. But a move is separate from an action.
Oh, okay.
So I
So
cannot
we-
move.
It depends on what. If Danny's ability specifically says gets an action
Yeah,
is the attack, dash, disengage, or dodge.
It says act. It definitely says action. I'll double check, but it definitely says action.
Could be a spell then.
Yep, or cast a spell.
Yeah, I might as well. I will cast Magic Missile. So that is 10 force damage.
Yeah, it's only.
There's no attack roll involved, and it has plenty of range.
I was just seeing if you had line of sight. It's all spells require line of sight. But I think you got it with how big this thing is.
Right.
Yep, so you cast Magic Missile and you just watch the blue balls of energy just sort of whoosh out and then swoosh around a corner. Like they're homing in on the Death Star as they just smash into the spider's hide. Spider screeches out as it begins to sort of shuffle up, standing onto its tall might. It appears to be about 4 dogs tall. As it looks upon you angrily.
That's a gigantic ass spider. Oof.
And so remember, this is about a 40, and each of these are 10 feet. A 20-foot radius, or a 10-foot radius spider.
Oh gosh.
Nasty.
So 10 damage.
10-foot radius spider?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of spiders in real life, but I don't want to be anywhere near this thing.
These are the kind of spiders I have in my home.
Yeah.
You did
They're
what now?
called roommates. And then assuming
Here, I
Chuckles is
felt
done
bad
with the
for the
stare,
folks
it
that
goes
dealt
on
with
to
coconut
Piper.
crabs. Those things.
Hey.
Yeah, I still
I
haven't
will-
found out a bonus action I can use yet.
You'll get one day.
I will move further into the room. I can see it clearly now, yes?
Yep, the rain is gone.
I do not, however, have a clear line to it. I will cast another magic missile.
Nice.
Oh, they're
Ooh,
blending
Oh,
that was
together
the
now.
make.
missiles.
Suboptimal. Let's see. So that's 8.
8 more damage. So more balls of light just constantly just rapid firing out with Chuckles from Piper's from 6 balls in 6 seconds, like 1 a second rapid shooting. As he starts squirming out as Piper rushes over to the wall, flinging them like they're fucking like frisbee discs, just blasting all the way over, smashing the spider's legs as the spider starts to having bad difficulty standing on its legs and starts to crouch down.
He straight up anime shuriken ninja styles that shit. He's like, one hand swipe 3, the other hand swipe 3.
Basically that.
And you just hear Suya.
And they do not miss. Super useful.
All right. Give me that sweet, sweet abdomen. You hairy, sexy beast.
You see it fling out Three giant sets of web that appear to be large mounds of web. You can see them pulsating quite a bit as she screeches out.
Pulsating?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
are
there's a
these
bunch
just- are they just web or are they like
They are
eggs?
giant mounds of web, so about as big as a desk, just flung out from her throne that she was sitting upon.
And
She
they're like
moves-
thick and opaque to the point that we can't see what's in them.
Correct. They are heavily opaque.
It's gonna be
The
a
giant
bad
spider
time.
crawls over towards Chuckles, seeming to be very difficult for it to move its left back legs, as it just sort of is hunching over. As it gets to Chuckles, it sort of reaches its full height and then seems to try to chomp down. And 18 to hit.
misses.
As it crushes into the ground, you can see its massive maws as Chuckles lightly dodges out of the way. Its mandibles crunch into the ground, breaking apart the man-made marble that was once there. As it picks up the marble and just sort of opens its mouth and lets rocks just fall onto the ground in front of it.
This is a big spider.
Piper, make a
it's fine.
dexterity save throw.
Oh, I'm making one. Okay. One moment.
Okay. As you're looking and just shooting magic missiles left or right, just sort of snapping your finger damage, you see its mandibles its spider mandibles reach out and screech out as you see the mandibles shoot out this green liquid that just sort of seems to be homing in on you as you go, oh, and you sort of duck down as the ooze hits right behind you on the rubble, and you see the ooze start to steam out. You hear a hissing sound behind you.
Is it also going to make oozes?
Dante.
By man, I don't know what to do.
You have a throwing axe.
I will.
You can't attack it though,
I do have a throwing axe. That's true.
right? Because you're afraid, or did you succeed?
He succeeded, I think.
I succeeded. I even gave myself this, but I still succeeded. You let me know if I need to roll again, Jowava, for excessive spider really
I'd say
stuff here.
with your disadvantage, you're good. You're good.
Okay. I will move up and swat this exact thingy with my iron rebar.
Very
I'll
good.
be right back.
And would you say that is with advantage then, because it's not like
Correct.
dodging or
If you-
moving?
Yep. If you're within melee range.
That's excellent. So
Nice.
16
Hits.
and 5 to mash.
Okay. You take a huge chunk out of it.
And then I will.
It still appears to be pulsating.
Yeah. And then I will spend another spell point to give Chuckles a shield of faith.
Very nice.
Also fear spiders. So guard yourself. Steal yourself.
There you go.
Or plastic yourself, whatever they would say.
After your turn ends, after you've hit the spider webbing, the spider's at full attention. The giant spider's attention seems to be fully staring at you. You can feel the spider's eyes pierce into your soul. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
It doesn't like it that we're attacking the egg sack. I feel like those are eggs.
I would say something cocky, but I'm not cocky right now.
Okay. You feel the spider's eyes pierce into you. Your phobia starts to go as its mandibles just sort of shiver around in an undog-like way. As you can feel the spider, you feel like almost like little spiders crawling onto your skin.
Oh no.
You currently until you can succeed a wisdom save 13, you have disadvantage on attack rolls, as you are constantly feeling the creepy crawlies all throughout your body and feeling the intense gaze of Mama Spider on you.
All right. Sounds about right.
Pulling
Nistka.
in my skin.
These wounds, they will not heal. Despite me drinking God's juice.
Well, let's try to get rid of the heebie-jeebies. I will shoot at Mama Spider. I'm just gonna call him Mama Spider.
I can still hear you, but I'll be gone for a second.
Good.
I didn't
You
even
can't
see
hear
the
us.
D20 roll, but it did roll.
Your D20 roll is a 6. You rolled in that one.
I did. So
So-
fail.
Yep, you fire at the mama spider.
Oh no.
Roll a D6, evens and or odds.
Do you want me to call it
Yeah.
or?
Which one, evens or odds? So of which one's Chuckles, which one's Dante?
Oh, why is it those two?
They're in the line of fire.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Why couldn't it be a wall or something? All right. Odds, Chuckles, evens, Dante. You said a D6.
Yep, any even to the die.
Odds it is.
Odds was Chuckles.
Sorry.
Okay,
That's a better
Chuckles.
one to hit.
At least he has super duper armor.
You take 4 damage as a surprise attack from
Okay.
behind you pierces your arm.
I
Sorry.
say something effective. I didn't know spiders had arrows. Ah!
Feels like an elongated fang that pierces into you.
Yeah, I definitely spin around and check where it came from, and then re-engage.
The darkness. The darkness. And it goes into Chuckles' turn.
Piper, show her how it's done.
It's just not my day.
Piper,
we
Chuckles
hear
is
that.
using his action to give you an action.
Yeah.
Turn.
You're giving me one?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. A question regarding the mind control device we got earlier. Is it an action to take that out of my pack or off of my back?
It is an action to switch weapons. In other words, equip or unequip a weapon.
Okay. Also regarding that, how large is it?
About as big as the box, but nowhere near as thick. It's like a boomerang.
So it would be holdable in one hand in theory?
Correct.
No,
Okay,
it's
so it's-
holdable in one paw.
That too. It's roughly pistol shaped then.
Roughly, if out of character, you know what a pistol is.
Sounds like a 38 special to me.
All right. I will spend my action to draw that from my pack and wield it.
Very good.
My action is largely done because I still don't. Until I get 2 more levels or 2 more talents, I won't have a bonus action that I know of, and that's only once per short rest. So I'm good. I sit there and stare down Mama Spider.
Okay, and it goes to Piper.
All right. I will move here so that I have a clear line of fire to the spider.
Mhm.
And I will think back on. You said I had seen images or similar of man using these devices on their enemies, yes?
Essentially pointing them at other men, and then they would see pictures of the other men in fear and backing down as sort of a high-level intimidation device that was meant to make other men kneel before the men holding this device.
So it might only work on men. Well, regardless, I will, in my best imitation of the images possible, point the device at the spider
Very good.
and wait for a reaction.
You pointed at the spider, but the spider appears to be paying no attention even in your general direction. It seems to have eyes only for Dante.
Well, it was worth a chance.
All 8 of them.
What did I do?
Now, as I'm holding this, does my natural grip of it allow my finger or my paw segment to go over the trigger?
Make a spiritual check for me.
Okay. No spirituality.
Yeah,
Hey, wow.
you've seen depictions where they've had the 3 3 of their fingers on one and then 1 finger over this thing. So you, as you try to remember the imitation, you put your finger over like this little clip, and you can feel that it can sort of like move slightly back and forth.
It feels like it.
Like it doesn't
Might
feel
be
as
able to
hard
press
as the grip.
I will squeeze it in hopes that it will cause the device to work.
Okay. With disadvantage, making a dexterity-based attack roll.
Okay. So no proficiency and disadvantage.
Yep.
Remind me of the macro for rolling 2 dice. It's slash roll 2d20
K1.
K1.
Yep. And then plus whatever your dexterity modifier is.
Okay. So it's a 14 then, because it's the lower of the 2.
Correct. Okay. Okay, so as you squeeze in, you hear a loud bang just sort of reverberate through your arm. Your ears, you can hear a loud ringing as you feel yourself almost going deaf. You feel any strength you had in your body suddenly evaporate. You just feel like you are a puddle of nothing at this point as the loud poof of the object you were holding in your hand causes a ping as it hits something of metal. It felt like something pushed out and jutted your shoulder. You almost feel like your shoulder came out of its socket. But as you can barely see, and you can sort of see slightly double for a couple of seconds as the ringing is sort of eviscerating your ears, you can see the spider appears to be reacting negatively to the sound as well, and appears to be in just as much, if not worse, pain as you.
Good to know.
Could you roll 2d10 for me, please?
Sure.
If another one of my party members just shot me in the back.
Thank you. I just needed the math.
It was the arm. I'm sorry.
The rest of you guys heard the loud...
You know what? It's better than what happened to Felon. Because he got shot in
Oh.
the butt.
KL for keep lower. Got it. As far as I know, I did not shoot you in the back. However, there was a explosively loud sound as I used the domination device.
The rest of you, especially those of you with higher perceptions, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
What's considered a high perception?
In other words, if your notice is better than the other people's, you probably want to roll higher on this wisdom save. I have a set DC, but I am scaling because I do have all your notice checks written down next to me. Luckily, Nistka, you have the lowest perception. But you all rolled 21s.
What are the odds?
The fuck?
Do you want me to do it with disadvantage because I have advantage on all notice checks?
No. I just adjusted the DC for it, but
Just cranking it out, easy.
yeah, you guys just hear the loud explosion. You guys immediately understand that it came from Piper's direction, and you see him having the mind control device in his hands. Chuckles, with your amazing perception of you not getting fully distracted by that, you can see that there appears to be an excessive more amount of green blood and ooze coming from the spider than there was before. Almost
Nice.
like it is unable to withstand man's control so much, it is just bleeding out from the dominance of man's age.
It seems that man is angry about spiders too.
Mama spider be angry. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Ah, whoops.
Nope, it's gone.
Wrong thing.
The spiders are dancing on me.
The two shots of giant web that have not been touched by any of you guys suddenly burst open as giant spiders crawl out from the massive web and appear to be fairly hungry. Mama Spider, in all of her anger, rushes past Chuckles, past the actually no, that still fits within your.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, she's good.
And rushes over towards Dante. Anger and blood and ooze issuing forth from it as it attacks Dante. A 21
That's
to hit.
scary.
Oof.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Jesus.
Oh no.
A 10.
Better.
Okay. You take only 4 piercing damage and then 5 poison damage as you can feel the poison coursing through your veins, as you can feel the spiders inside of you. As she releases her fangs, you can see small spiders along her fangs, and they're just crawling along them. And you can feel where they pierced you. You can see your skin just sort of moving underneath your fur as they sort of start crawling along inside your arms.
That's
Oh.
pure nightmare fuel.
Yep. I was about to say, if the rest of the party was not an arachnophobic, I think we just might have become a little bit arachnophobic.
Dante.
Dante is not a dog. Oh, I I take a nap.
Okay, make a
He's
death saving throw.
Yes. Is there a button for this, or if not, how does that work?
You
Just
roll
says
a
straight
D-
20, I think.
One. Let me just see your character sheet for this one.
Well, I don't know if they necessarily have death saving throws.
Yeah, they say they have death save failure. So there's a box underneath stamina dice for death save failures. So what it is, it's a D20 roll. On a 1, it's two fails. If you ever get 3 fails, you're dead permanently. So on a 1, it's 2 fails. On a 2 through 10, it is 1 fail. On 11 through 19, it is a success. 3 successes, you can stop rolling for death saves. And on a 20, you get back up with 1 hit point.
So it's just like 5e.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So you
describing
said
5e rules. I'm not reading into the Pugmire rules
Oh,
for the
gotcha.
little. There are so few discrepancies between 5e and Pugmire that I'm just going to accept 5e's rules. And if we find out Pugmire is different, we can go forward from there.
Makes sense.
But I see an 8, so that is
That's
1
a fail.
failure.
Correct.
And then that goes to Niska's turn. Now, obviously, people can make heal checks on you with a DC of 10 and attempt to stabilize you, which means you stop making these rolls on your turn. Unless you were to take damage for some other reason, such as you were in a room full of fire and you just got set on fire.
The good news, Keech, you went unconscious, so you might think that the spiders under your skin were a figment of your imagination. Yeah. Scarred for
I'm
life
safe
might
now.
not happen. Yeah.
I'm not scared anymore.
Um,
I'm not actually down. I'm just faking it.
he's playing dead, guys.
Yeah, playing dead. Play dead.
All right.
Stop. Play dead.
Fine. I don't want to stand on top of Dante, but can we assume that I could like stand to the side of him and still
Yeah,
get
because these are 10-foot
melee
squares.
advantage?
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you use Alt,
Okay.
you can move yourself around inside a square.
Oh, that's cool.
Hold Alt.
Okay. I did not do that before. We'll do that. That way we can still see Dante. All right, so I'm here and I am going to use my dagger. Is it correct that I
To make
have
a heal check?
advantage because of where Chuckles is located?
Yes.
Okay.
You have advantage on it.
No, I have advantage on the spider.
Roll that 1 and we'll find out after.
Stop it.
I mean, you technically have advantage on both.
It is downed, and you're in melee range. You have an advantage on Dante. You have an advantage on Mama Spider. It's your choice what you want to attack. I'm just letting you know you have options.
He told me I get as much
Spider.
experience as Dante has if I kill Dante.
Is that how this works?
Why?
That's what he said.
Does a 12 hit? I don't
A
think
12
so.
does not hit. So as you slash upon the spider's legs appear to be incredibly thick as you just sort of hit along them and your blade slides along, your strength not enough to pierce into its flesh.
All right. Well, I'm distracting.
Chuckles.
Hey, Nistka! Once more with feeling this time. Stab it again.
I know.
Hey.
Still have advantage, so unnatural 20
Then
for
That,
5 plus a regular d6.
yep, plus 1d6.
7 damage.
As you slash into it with the second go of it, you take your knife and you just sort of like stab a couple twice on the legs. You just can't pierce into. Eventually, you decide to do a little jump up as you just pierce your knife into the spider's maw, crushing over its jaw as it bleeds out, and you can see the light from within its eyes begin to fade as it falls over onto its side. The
Fantastic.
little spiders appear to be quite in disarray at this point.
as my movement, I will move to engage the spider.
Good. Piper. Still a couple baby spiders, but the big spider has fallen.
Sorry, I'm modifying move to engage the spider here.
I liked it
Probably
the
a good
other way.
idea. Protect Piper.
I also liked it the other way because that way I could shoot it without you being in the line of fire.
I'm diagonally away from it.
Okay. Then I will target an elemental ray on this closest baby spider.
There you go.
And you can, I think you can shoot rays require an attack roll, right?
Yes.
You can shoot them through intervening characters.
Yes, but they give cover, and also if you roll a 1, you shoot people in the back, and I don't want to see that happen again.
I can take it.
So I
You
get a
just
16 to
decide,
hit.
16
For
does hit,
4
and 4 cold damage. So the
Correct.
spider begins to turn a little bit blue from its normal black color. As
The walk
it is angry and it moves towards Piper.
Oh boy. Is it disengaging from...
It is not doing the disengage action.
So
is it
attack
leaving
of
from
opportunity?
Chuckles' threatened area?
If you're asking that question, then yes.
Oh, good. Chuckles, you get that AOO.
That hits for 4 more damage, as it appears to be heavily bloodied. But as it's crawling over last limbs, it attempts to feast upon Piper's juicy, fleshy boys. And
Nice.
a 7 does not hit. I does it?
No, I have a 14.
It's half.
Actually,
You're halfway there. Living on a prayer.
I have a question in regards to that.
Sure.
I have the shield spell, which allows me, as a reaction, to increase my AC by 5 against an
Yes.
attack. How do you want to govern that in cases where I'm being attacked, it seems like it's going to hit, but I don't know the exact number? Do you want to announce that I have been hit and then give me the choices whether or not to cast that? Or do you want to announce the number and work from there?
I think I'll announce the number, work from there. So
Okay.
I just tend to say the number because I know when it's going to hit and when it's going to miss. I have all your ACs written down here by saying the number. But sometimes
Right.
I'll be like, and that's a hit, in which case you
Now,
can have a vague decision. But sometimes when it's just so off, I'll say, does a 7 hit? Does a 22 hit?
Right. Now, depending on how you rule it, that will either give me a meta advantage for using the spell or
Right.
completely invalidate the use of the spell.
And I'm okay with that. If I remember to say, like, oh, he has shield spell, I just will tell you it hits, and I'll try to remember. But if I just let you know the number and you can meta it out, go right ahead.
All right, thank you. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because I know some DMs say, like, well, before I declare a hit or a miss, you have to decide. And it's like, I'm not going to make you waste a spell slot for not knowing it was already going to be a miss and it's very obvious you can already handle it.
Well, it's not a complete waste because once you cast shield, your AC stays
It's until
increased
you're-
until the start of your next turn. So if
Yeah.
you're expected to be attacked multiple times, even if the first one is a miss, it still might be worth it to use.
This one rushes
Hey.
over to Chuckles as it does not want to crawl over its baby brothers. And as it is rushing forward, one of the legs from Mama Spider begins to jitter a little as it comes crashing down and smashes the spider, dealing a
Oh,
heavy
boy.
chunk of damage to it as it sort of goes splat on the floor with its legs all outward. It appears to still be alive, but it is prone and damaged.
Cool.
Dante, that save.
Yeah, I start kicking my legs as like I'm chasing or running away from a spider in my dreams.
Oh.
Oh no. No!
A second fail, one more fail in Dante.
Okay.
Dante
I know
will
what I'm
leave the
doing.
world a man, unless he's stabilized. Nistka,
I'm going to attempt to stabilize Dante.
okay, make a heal check.
So I'm right next to
DC
him.
10.
If I'm not proficient with heal, am I allowed to use it in a combat situation?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, straight roll.
Okay, you attempt to rip off some of like your face mask and try to put it over the blood, but as you are seeing you trying to close the wounds, you can see this little crawlies underneath his skin as you can see like little more blood spots sort of appear under his skin. As you see, even attempting to close the wounds may not be enough to really keep him alive. You'll have to find a way to get out the infection, as it were.
Oh, gosh.
Chuckles.
Yeah, that's major nightmare fuel.
I provoke an attack of opportunity.
Thank you, since I'm not looking at the screen at all.
I
Miss.
think I'm like 2.
Cool. I grab the medical supplies out of Piper's bag, and then what is that? Is that an action to grab them?
Technically.
Okay. Cool. And then I will I'll take out the medical supplies, hold them out to Piper, and go, you need to fix him.
You heal man. Who knows magic man heal? Heal him, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's got healed trained. We have advanced supplies right here. This is the perfect opportunity to use them.
Mm,
He's not really close.
I know he gets an attack of opportunity and can definitely make it. I believe.
Piper.
So
You can do it, but
I have thoughts. I have healing. I have training in heal.
Oh, no.
I have quote unquote band-aids.
Okay.
But he's mentioned that there are spiders in his blood under the wound that are causing further trauma, and that simply patching it up will not necessarily fix it.
Yeah.
Realistically, my thought would be to cauterize the wound. But dealing fire damage to someone who's already failed 2 death saves
It will kill him.
could easily, yes, it will more than likely seal their fate.
Yeah.
So I can attempt to heal, hope that it rolls well, and hope that I solve the problem through sheer ingenuity and luck.
I mean, I have thoughts on how it would be proper to solve the problem, but that requires out of game knowledge that is not applicable.
Yeah.
So you could do a heal check
Yeah.
and then for fluff say that you're cauterizing the wound. That would be the way. I think it's just like
Or
For an
you
attempt
know
on
what?
cauterizing the rune,
Just-
if you do succeed, it will not do damage, but if you do fail, it would do damage versus with like Beta's bad roll, it didn't do more damage.
Let's do it this way. Let's not play with fire. So like one of the things that you could always do with someone who has an open wound is you can apply pressure to the wound. And by applying pressure, you could also be squishing tiny baby spiders if you want to look at it that way.
I suppose that makes sense.
So stopping the blood flow and squishing said bugs under his skin. Would it fix all the problems? No. But probably better than playing with fire.
All right. Then
If
I
you're that
will.
scared.
That makes sense. I will move out of the spider's reach and provoke an AOO. Wait, has it already made an AOO this turn?
Nope, that was the one next to Mama Spider.
Okay.
I'm still
I should have
technically.
rolled with disadvantage in that. Mother of God. Okay, so as the backtrack a little bit was the spider that was underneath the leg attempts to reach out and attack Chuckles. The leg rolls over and squishes its head.
Oh.
Because this spider likes to roll 2 1s in a row.
Nice.
Good.
See,
I forgot
I kill things even when I kill
this
things
other
even when
one-
I don't go.
You can't.
It is a miss.
No.
Okay. And using one of the medical rectangles,
Okay.
if that does that modify the check at all?
No, it does not. But
Okay.
there
Then
are-
I will attempt to use that and apply pressure and a heal check and pray.
Oh,
You apply
believe in-
you apply man's bandage upon the open wound. As you peel it off, there's a bunch of goo sort of like on the base of it. As you slap it on the wound and you apply pressure, you aren't really able to squish many bugs, but as you apply pressure, the ooze just sort of begins to pulsate as it quickly is absorbed by the wound within Dante, and the wound immediately closes on its own. Dante,
So is that-
roll 1d4 plus 1 and heal that many points.
no, it's a heal potion.
Beautiful.
So you heal 5 hit points, and thus you are
You?
technically stable.
He's also conscious.
He's just
But
prone.
still prone.
As you feel the
Get it off
you
me!
feel
Get it
the
off.
drugs of futuristic man course through your veins. You feel one with man. You had a dream where you threw a frisbee, and a small version of you caught it in its mouth.
Nice.
Cute.
Come at me, spider.
Did I have spiders underneath my skins? My
Correct.
skin in general.
You don't know
You
that.
are currently
It's fine.
suffering from the poison condition. And until you have cured the poison condition, you take 1 damage at the beginning of your turns, assuming that you take a move action or an action. A movement or an action.
Okay, so movement causes blood flow and exacerbates the problem.
Would he be allowed to stand up, or would that be considered?
It takes half of his movement to stand up, so it would consider a movement action.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Spider 2. He's angry, and Chuckles is right there for him. A 15 to hit,
No.
which I know is nowhere near enough with... It doesn't have Shield of Faith anymore, but...
Yeah, it's still 19.
Yeah.
Dante, you are conscious, and you feel creepy crawlies all over you. You feel like your head is a bit dizzy, but you also feel the adrenaline rush sort of going through you as you can feel like there's chemicals in you sort of giving you this massive amount of energy.
Okay. Can I do anything to help myself
Kill it with fire.
against this person?
That is a good question.
Okay.
What does your
the fire-
character think you can do with what it knows?
Take the fire extinguisher out and drink it all. Man will save you. Inflate yourself like a balloon.
Roll a heal check. Or no?
You can definitely roll it.
Good.
You'll take a damage if you roll a heal check, but you might be able to stave or fix the thing that's making you take damage.
Potentially.
Yeah, so I would take a heal check then, if that's the thing. Hey,
14's a bit great. Bit good. As you can see, a bunch of the different little creepy crawlies sort of like moving under your skin. You try to scratch at the skin, but it feels like it's under the skin to where you just start bashing your own skin and just start crushing your own body as you just sort of push between the outside of the skin and the hard muscles as you begin to start squeezing the different parts that you start feeling creepy crawlies. You get a few of them, but you are unable to get all of them as you can just feel bits and bits along your legs and along your neck and it just starts. It
Wait, why
just
did
feels like
you
it's all
roll an
over.
additional?
That would be a wisdom save.
And you, as you realize that all these spiders are with inside of you, you just feel incredibly faint and you lose consciousness.
Oh,
He also
no.
takes a damage for taking an action, right?
Correct. He is at 4 hit points.
Yeah,
Because you heal 1d4 plus 1.
I was but I was at -1 when I started out.
We don't have negative HP. Once you are at 0 or below, you are at 0.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's my turn. That's me. All right. Bark.
Well, yikes. All right.
Pork. Wine.
Glorious.
Okay.
Hey, at least he's not going to kill himself trying to heal it now. We're good.
Um. 10. 20. Actually, if that's the first diagonal, that would be 5. So 10, 15, 20. Oh, wait, it's alt.
Yeah.
Swinging with a dagger with advantage.
Very good.
Let's try better. Natural 20.
Natural 20, we go with the crit hit result because of advantage. So yeah, this
Okay.
spider just gets decimated as you start slashing up this spider like it's nothing.
It's squished.
It is squished.
Mhm.
And as this bit of stuff hatches, it appears to be a combination of a large number of small spiders that comes out of the damaged spider sack that was half remaining.
When I see
A
them
small
start pouring,
Pardon?
sorry, I was gonna say when I see them start pouring out, if I have an action, I'm going to pick up Dante from the ground, so he's not covered in spiders.
Fair enough. The spiders sort of pull out. You can see what appears to be a half body of a large spider within the webbing, but it does not appear to be moving. As you pick up Dante, you can feel underneath your arms. You can just feel like his skin appears to be crawling unnaturally.
It's the healer's here. It's his job to fix it. He can tell me to start smashing spiders, and I'll do it. But before then, I don't want to cause undue damage to someone who almost died.
Yeah.
Seems wise. Referring to me as the healer is probably a bad plan.
You legitimately have the best healing in the party, and because our healer doesn't have any heal magics, so your heal skill being trained means you are the best healer in the party.
That's terrifying.
Is it? Or is it just lucky?
That's not lucky. That's not lucky. That's a bad thing.
Wizard, use your heal magic to heal the cleric.
Ah,
I mean, I've played that wizard before. All right. Well, I'm going to just wait till the spiders disperse more, and then I'm going to lay him down and ask Piper what I should do.
Is it okay to suggest that we are done with combat? Or
Yeah,
do
the
we
combat
still
is
have to deal
done.
with
There's
tiny-
no turns.
Good.
You guys essentially wait for some of the spiders to disperse, and you find a spot where there isn't a ton of webbing to lay Dante down.
Or we could, if you feel like moving, we could take them over to the table here.
yes, I would advise that.
All right.
That way we're
I
out
will-
of the webbing and in an
I-
enclosed space.
I look at Dante and go, so if I'm strong enough, and start trying to carry him.
I will assist you in carrying him.
I'm actually not that strong.
I was gonna say I have a strength of 10. It's just very average.
Mine is in the same neighborhood, yeah.
Such weak heroes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Dante
Power of
has
friendship.
Dante has the same strength I do. Let's go. All right, we carry Dante over to the table.
Yes, carefully.
I mean, yeah, the air quotes is probably pretty appropriate. I don't
As
don't
best
know.
Door,
we
door,
can,
door.
with our different
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, it probably killed some spiders as well as brain cells. We're good.
Very
Alright.
good, except for the brain damage. Except for
And
the
the
brain
brain
damage.
So there appear to be minuscule spiders inside of his wounds. We need to apply pressure in a manner that is safe to him, but not to them. If you understand what I mean.
So I need to just kind of like paw him.
Yes, like a deep tissue massage, kind of.
There you go.
If you have an open wound, an open pierce wound, massage is
Well,
counterindicated.
it's not open anymore.
I know.
It's been bandaged.
I'm just remembering massage class where they're like, if you see a bruise, you shouldn't do massage. And it's like, the dude's got a stab wound. Like, do a deep tissue massage on that.
Just away.
Everywhere but there.
Yeah.
What?
All right. So you want me to roll a heal check? I can do that.
Should I also do that?
You told me to do it.
Oh,
Whoever's-
I was giving
if
general
someone-
instructions for
If
everyone
someone
to do.
wants to help, applying the help action does give the person advantage.
I will apply help directly to the forehead.
I can try to open.
A 21.
Hey, not bad.
As you're going through your casual massage, you're sort of trying to sort of systemically sort of push all the creepy crawlies that you find, sort of try to get them in a central like appendage, whether it's a leg or an arm, as you start squishing them and sort of pressuring them around. After you're able to do so, it takes about 20 or 30 minutes of just constantly applying pressure here, pressure there, until you can see that his skin stops crawling a bit. He does appear to be fairly sickly, as he appears his breathing is not very well, and his complexion appears off. But you don't see any more crawlies on him.
I don't have anything that will help with the toxins, but as far as I can tell, he's stable for now.
There's not a lot we can do. Do we want to take a rest?
I would greatly advise that.
Okay. So, Jowafa, how does one sit there and watch his companions take a rest, but not rest?
I'm confused.
I wish to not rest.
So you're staying vigilant.
How about
gaining
why
any
don't
minutes.
we look at it this way? Is this going to be considered a short rest? Because it might not be long enough to do a long rest.
Correct. It has not been long enough to do a long rest.
So this would
I'm
be
aware.
another short.
I
mean,
have,
resting
I have disadvantages
Has
for
over time.
resting. Okay, while they are resting, I will
You
move.
can't cheat this.
No, I can try. I'm good. While they're resting, I'm going to move all the spider bodies back to the entrance.
Of all that physical labor is getting your stomach a bit rowing without a constant fear of death.
I have rations.
Eat a cookie.
But who could pick a ration when you have such a delicious treat?
But like,
A specific craving.
but like
Yeah,
the problem is like even the short rest literally gives me nothing. Like it doesn't help me to rest. I have no
Just
stamina dice left.
Just take a
That doesn't matter to me.
just a little. No one's gonna see.
You've had a
Currently
craving.
aren't on duty, you
You
don't have a
only
pressing
just
matter
get
that's
satisfied.
distracting you. You're just sort of filling your time. When you fill your time casually, you think about your treats, you think about
Yeah. So how long did it take to get here?
to this dungeon.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah. If I take another treat, we don't get to take another rest.
Well, you can make a
Unless-
wisdom saving throw to attempt to resist, and therefore, if you fail, you take a level of exhaustion. Not that you don't get to rest; it's just that you get to go through withdrawal.
What
What
if
does-
you were to eat half
what-
of this thing?
Nah, it doesn't work that way. I don't get to stop myself once I start.
Pop the fun, don't stop.
What do levels of exhaustion do again? I forget. Doesn't the first one like you get disadvantage on everything?
I don't think it's everything.
It's not everything, because there's later levels. So the first one, you get
Understood.
disadvantage on ability checks. So just your skills. The second is your speed is half. On third level exhaustion, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, which means you likely get exhausted faster. Fourth is your hit point maximum is half. On fifth level exhaustion, your speed becomes 0, and on 6, you die.
Oh. Well, I'm exhausted.
As you were trying to fill your time instead of munching on treats, fulfill with manual labor of moving giant spiders across the dungeon and carrying people and not thinking about that treat. It's the last one you got to make it back home. Can't use it.
Yeah.
For
Well,
emergencies only. This is not an emergency.
Do you want to move the spider corpses up there?
Where do you want them?
Just like up here-ish, if possible. Over by the entrance. If it's too hard to move the giant spider, I'll just push it up against a wall.
Yeah, the big spider, although it could be squished through, you do not have the strength to squish it through.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, 5s on each. So that's 5 HP and 5 spell slots.
Dante, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Absolutely.
Well done.
Goddamn.
Okay. So you were able to regain consciousness, but you are still suffered from the poison condition. But you no longer take damage from any movement or anything. So your body is
also
still
tweaking-
fighting with the
So
poison,
So,
but no more spiders.
you guys all know what a wounded dog sounds like. That's
Yeah.
that's the kind of noises that
He's whimpering. He's sad.
very vocal sound, or like
Did you use all of your stamina dice last time?
Yep.
Oof.
yes.
I have 1 die remaining, but I'm
Autumn
not
what's that?
spending it right now. I'm also like the least out of the bunch.
All right. So you guys want to walk outside and go to sleep for a night and come back in? Or do you want to just keep pushing?
Well, just out of curiosity, couldn't we technically like let's say fortify a door and sleep here? Or would you feel better being outside in the scary woods? that
Jowafa,
could mess with us mentally.
I take a look at the ceilings. Are there like small openings in all the ceilings?
No,
Like air vents? Okay, there's no air vents?
not that you can see.
Okay.
Worried about an
No.
alien situation?
I mean, we're literally fighting spiders that have been in air vents.
I
Well, I mean, the spiders seem to not like it when they didn't like crawling over Mama Spider. I could push Mama Spider in front of the door and at least it'd hold them off.
An
Yes,
interesting
and-
theory.
we could try that. Although, should we be worried that what if dead mama spider attracts things that could eat dead mama spider?
They're welcome to eat it while we sleep.
I don't like the fact that Jowafa's smiling. It's scary.
Keej, what does death breed?
More death.
I'm picturing Dante needing to use the bathroom or something during the night, so he goes and opens the door, and it's just this
Oh, God.
the huge nightmare. He just dies from a heart attack.
I think the idea would be we're not leaving the space. So if you
Yeah.
business to do-
He's not gonna pee and poo in a treasure room though. That's
No.
wrong.
No, I'm saying if you have business that you need to take care of it before we fortify the bar.
Once we start driving this car, I'm not pulling over, so go now. I mean, we can always push ahead. I'm saying, like, we can rest.
I feel like we're rapidly entering the danger zone.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Danger zone.
I think some people need to regain some stamina dice and if someone hasn't spent their dice, have some time to recover a little bit more.
Okay, so the plan is attempting to hole up in this room.
I think so.
Okay.
Unless someone has a better idea or something else to do.
I actually have a question. What is the air quality like in here? Does it smell rank like the other places, or is it pretty clean in here?
It smells incredibly rank, considering a few of your people have been rolling around in the sewage,
That's a fair point.
and the air quality is quite low.
Do we recall seeing any like small ponds or streams of water nearby the entrance, like on the way?
No.
It's a giant open field, from what I remember. So there's a
Okay, so
giant
even if
open
we
field.
went to the surface, the likelihood of bathing is poor.
But you would have more airflow.
That's
But then we also are going to deal with the other issues with the woods potentially. Because when we were standing in there, it did mess with our heads for a little bit until we were staring at one of our guild's icons to sort of center ourselves.
And who knows what effect that would have while you're asleep.
I don't know. Could be worse. Could be non-existent. We also have to think there'll be at least one person on watch, right? So taking turns being watch.
Yeah, that's going to happen regardless.
Yeah. So
Dante votes for, in case anyone's wondering.
What'd you say?
what?
I said Dante votes for resting, in case anyone's wondering.
All right, I'm going to roll a survive check to try and figure out the best way to brace this door with the available materials. Question mark? Smiley face?
I will help because I have proficiency with that skill.
Does that make sense to you, Jowafa?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 16.
Okay. Looking at how to brace the door, you can see that the only things you really have are the chairs and the tables that are maneuverable. Likely the best way would be to either barricade it with the chairs, sort of pushing it underneath to make it an excessive doorstop chain, pressing them up against the tables. The other methods you have are using like the spider bodies as like large sacks that sort of hold the door shut. The door does curve inward towards the room, so you'd have to have the spider body sort of on the inside of the room.
I'll go grab some rubble instead.
Okay.
I mean, Mama Spider did
Could
take a
and
chunk of marble out of the floor.
Good call.
Dante will in his feverish dreams will say, "What about the door, the room with the magical man barrier and the artifact for locking doors?"
The keys. Try the keys. I did want to ask a question though, because we actually have plastic bottles that are empty here. Could I technically go grab a venom sample from Mama Spider?
Sure, you could. You can attempt to go out. Do that.
I could attempt to go out and do that.
You guys are just talking in this room.
I'm going to start barricading the door. I'll use a combination of rubble and the furniture in here. And then I'll just relax on a bit. Shut up, fever dream man.
Okay, so Chuckles is barricading the door. Are you attempting to leave the room before he starts, or having him hold off, or?
I mean, I'll wait for her to go do whatever she's about
Yeah.
to do, but after that, I will barricade the door.
So I would like to try and get a sample of the venom because then we could either use that to as a poison for other things, or if we take it back to town, maybe we can discover like antivenom or something. Alright.
Okay. So you're also taking the light then?
Mhm. We also have. Would someone with a torch come with me? Do we have a torch or we have the lantern?
Yes. I'd be happy to help.
Perfect.
I will light up that torch and go with it.
Okay.
I might as well help in the process.
As you head over towards the mama spider's body, you can see there appear to be a number of yellow blobs on top of the
Oh.
on top of the net
Oh, dear
on the
God.
nest corpses as well as the mama corpses. It appears to be sort of absorbing bits of the mama. As you can see, a little steam coming up, and the slime's getting slightly bigger as they're sort of getting a little bit more of it.
So-
And
Let's disengage and go back. It's a little too much squish.
as the light sort of touches onto them, they sort of stop for a moment and sort of inch towards the light.
Ah!
Yeah.
So do we need to roll initiative and disengage, or can we just safely run the hell away?
You can safely run the hell away.
Okay, we're getting inside this door.
Barricade the door! It's not worth it.
I don't know that we'll be able to make it ooze-proof, but we can certainly try.
As you guys are chatting, you can see that there's a bit of steam coming off the door.
Oh, crap.
We cannot get out. We cannot get out. They are coming.
Well...
Good reference, Syracuse. Good reference.
Dante is asleep.
Felix, we've got problems.
We have problems?
Aye.
Problems.
We went to go collect a sample from Mama Spider, and she was being absorbed by several slimes, oozes, whatever you want to call them, and they reacted to our light from the torch and chased us, and now they appear to be dissolving the door.
Judging by its steaminess.
Yes.
Also,
The telltale
also
steam.
from the light, you can see that at the base of the door, just underneath like the little crack, you can see a little bit of yellow goop starting to ooze in.
Well, oh, fair. Has it been 10 minutes since I was up here? Yes, it has. It's been over an hour.
Yes.
All right. Well, nope. 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 Nope.
Nope. What? Oh, he's running away. Okay.
Why do they have to be spiders and then moist shit?
What's happening, guys?
Could we try flipping the table on its long side and pushing that against the door to keep the ooze outside?
Sure, you can.
Dante, kill the slimes! Kill the slimes, Dante! No!
Chuckles, you did.
What?
Just.
You push the table over onto its side and press it against the door frame. You can see at the base of the table, the plastic begins to bubble a little bit. Your precious monetary plastic.
Why are the tables plastic? Is there anything wood in this room?
Wouldn't
It already
you like
is.
to know?
It already ate through a wooden door earlier.
Just leave it alone.
So, like, if I wasn't freaking out, my suggestion would be to open the door and fight them. Because that will preserve as much material inside of here, and, it's just a straight fight. Let me know when it's turn 2.
There is no turns currently.
Okay. I will then not get a save until the first round of combat.
Hyper, any suggestions? Because right now it looks like it's eating through the table.
We...
By chance
The longer
have
we
ice
wait, the more...
magic. Freeze them.
I could certainly
Freeze
try.
the door shut.
It's worth a try, but I'm not sure that will work. The longer we wait, the more of this precious plastic they dissolve, and we can't have that.
Well, I guess at least we have a funnel.
Yay,
You're
funnel!
referring to The opening under the door?
I think she means just the door itself.
The door itself. So like
The
literally
bottleneck.
if we open the door, it's a bottleneck, so not a lot of them could get in if we position it right. The issue is Chuckles is freaking out, Dante's asleep, so it's just you and me, I think.
Dante's awake. He's
Yeah.
just
Is he?
feverish and low health.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if
There
he
we
was still napping.
Nope, he's here.
All right.
Not on his best legs, but
Well, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself so that I'm not super easy to hit. And I could attempt to freeze the bits that are coming under the door. I could attempt to use Magic Missile to target it based on it being a part of a larger whole. I will eventually run out of spell slots if I try that method. I don't know.
It's up to you.
All
I
right.
mean,
like
otherwise
to try
you
something.
open the door. What would you like to try?
I will walk over to the door. Dante is lumbering over. So let me try this, and then I will take out the fire extinguisher.
The fire
The
extinguisher.
and blow it underneath the door. Like not like full speed, but just like blow it a bit at the bottom slit of the door. See if that like scares them away. Maybe they don't like that kind of shit.
so you take the hose down, you squeeze it for like a half second, then release it. You see the bubbling begin to subside a little bit as you can hear as you can hear it getting softer and softer.
So that appears to have repelled it for now.
Confirmed they're fire slimes.
Or at least
Interesting. They do seem to generate
That's not
heat when they're absorbing things. So that
Then I'll go back to bed.
Did you kill them, Dante?
No, Chuckles. I just get them away, I think.
Okay.
They don't like the technology, man. It must be like spiders to them.
Ah.
Or water, in your case.
What are you telling me?
Moist.
So you've got a cylinder full of spider water.
Let's not think about it that way, Piper.
Okay, what are we doing?
I'm
I
going
guess if
to.
it-
Resting?
if it shoot the oozes away, then I think we're just going to try and camping here.
Okay.
I'll take last watch or first watch, whichever you guys prefer.
I will volunteer for first watch, seeing as I have most of my hit points and spells.
I had a thought while resting here. So, Jeef, when you leveled up your character, did we gain our extra trick or whatever, and did you just take 2 spells as well? Is that how it works?
Yes, I used my trick to gain proficiency in heal, +1 constitution, and I gained 2 spells as a pure, artisan ability. Like, you get that in addition to the trick you pick.
All right. So, while we are resting, and Dante will dream of man-made medicine and spiders and ways of healing people. Could I take the healing spell right now? Is that okay, Jowafa? Because
I think in
I didn't take any
clerics
spells when I.
are allowed to choose what spells they have for the day. I'm not sure if that works for shepherds in this.
No,
I will look into it.
It works like the artisans.
Oh, okay. So you wish to switch
I was
out
reading
one of
about
the
it just-
spells you took?
No, I didn't take any spells when I leveled up because I didn't
okay.
realize that I.
Yeah, you were supposed to
Free.
have. I will look it up just to make sure.
Yeah, if you hadn't taken any
Okay.
spells
okay.
when you leveled up, take spells that you should have.
Okay, just so I'm
I
aware,
will.
when I leveled up, I gained health and a trick.
Yes.
Is there anything else I get?
I will check advancement when I'm done looking at Shepard specifically.
Okay, so okay, that's correct without any additions. Okay, I can look at callings.
I was also confused that you said you got both the proficiency and a.
Yes, in the
Okay.
advancement section, it specifically called out artisan. It may have also called out Shepherd. I'll have to double check. Gaining new spells known in addition to the trick.
Okay.
Is advancement just its own section then?
It is. I
Okay.
don't remember where.
Yeah, I'll try and hunt it down. There's advancement.
Oh yeah, there's a table of contents. That's very useful.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I do gain 2 spells, yeah.
Good stuff.
So I will take your one as one of my spells.
You get stamina points, gain another stamina dice, spellcaster characters gain 2 additional spell slots, plus another one if their constitution modifier increases. Spellcaster characters choose 2 more spells.
Yeah, character also gets 1 improvement each level.
Yeah, that's what we were referring to as the trick.
If you either increase your ability score by 1 and a new skill, you get a new calling
Oh,
like
yeah.
a new trick, or you refine an existing trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the improvement I used on heal and con.
I thought you only got 1.
No, increase an ability score by 1.
Oh, and take a new skill. Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Also
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, cool. Cool. All right, I did everything then.
Very good.
Good stuff.
Let's see that out. Okay. So you guys are taking the time to take a long rest. Jeef on first watch.
Yes. I believe Dante also volunteered for first watch. Somebody did.
I volunteered for first or last. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Then Piper and Chuckles on watch 1, and then we'll get to the next watch when we get there.
By the way, Jowafa, now that we're taking a long rest, now I will eat a biscuit.
Okay.
I honestly, part of me expected us to take a long rest, so I didn't want to waste it on a short rest and then a long rest.
Right.
So we're good now.
So I believe you need 8 hours of rest to gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yep.
So we should
Once
probably
done
do-
once every 24 hours.
Yep.
Right. We should probably do a 4-hour first watch. Wait, that doesn't allow the
No,
public-
you can do 2 4-hour watches as long as the watch isn't interrupted. Then it's considered rest.
Incorrect. You cannot have more than
Incorrect?
2 hours of rest. Part of non-rest is like keeping watch, working on a skill,
Okay.
during combat.
So we're going to
Yeah.
want one person on watch each 2 hours, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay.
So
that makes
way
more
they
sense.
can perceive around.
Yeah, or else you all would just not sleep. You would take your 1 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
All right. Then Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, alrighty, who's going first?
I will go first.
Very good. So, Jeef, make a notice check for me for what you're attempting to notice while you're keeping watch.
Oh boy.
14. So your watch is going by fairly uneventfully. You still have the table slightly stacked up against the door. It looks slightly melty, but it's not making that bad of a smell. The more main bad smell is coming from over in the corner there where Chuckles is kicking in his sleep a bit. But you're handling it a bit. Your ears are still feeling a little bit ringy from that intimidation device you used earlier. But your hearing is you're still trying to keep a good watch here. You are noticing from time to time you're hearing the sound something like along the door, but it appears as long as you don't glance the light over at the door, the screw just sort of goes by. And essentially, the rest of your watch goes by uneventfully.
All right. Who is next?
I can go next.
Who is?
Niska?
I said I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay.
I will inform Niska of the details of the watch, and specifically about not shining the light under the door if possible.
Understood.
And I will go to sleep.
All right.
So you're keeping the lantern light on this entire time?
Probably
yeah.
not necessarily. Oh, okay.
Well, I would think the lantern light will just have facing away from the door. That way the door is within the shadow. If need be, I can also still, the table that's slightly melted probably also acts as a form of blocking the light from the bottom of the door. Am I correct in assuming that? Is that where it's kind of looking? Or is the light too bright where it's getting behind where we had that set up?
It's a hooded lantern, so it shines whichever direction you're holding it.
Okay. So yeah, I am pointing the lantern to make sure it's pointed away from the door so that the door is in shadow.
Okay, make your notice check.
Yep. Oh, thank God, it wasn't a 5. Poof.
You're sitting there, you're sort of noticing the smells a bit more. You're sort of feeling a bit groggy as you just only had a couple hours of sleep. But you're trying to keep a decent watch as you're listening out and sort of trying to keep your nose in the air, but go more towards your right than your left. You're noticing as you're just sort of sitting there that every now and then you're hearing like an echoey metallic sound, like something being dropped on metal. As it sort of just echoes throughout the air and then sort of subsides a bit. Every now and then you do hear the shloop sound, but it seems to be fairly infrequent. It only happens like once or twice during your watch over the course of the 2 hours. Near the end of your watch, you do hear a loud bang on the door, as the door just sort of shuffles a little bit and the table moves slightly out, but then it doesn't. It's not. No additional force goes on as the rest of your watch goes by uneventfully.
That's pretty scary. Okay. Something slammed against the door, but left it alone. All right. I guess it would be Chuckles' turn since I took Chuckles' position. So I'll go tap on Chuckles, be like, "Hey, Bobby."
All right. Cool. I prepare for watch. Why is the light not pointing at the door?
Because if the light shines towards the door, it attracts the oozes. So keep the door in shadow. I also mentioned that during my watch, I'm not sure if it woke you up, but something slammed against the door, but seems to have left the area.
All right. I go stand watch.
There you go. Notice check.
I assume it involves sight, smell, or hearing.
Yep. As long as you're actively trying to sniff, smell. Okay. You sort of sit up with your watch. You're feeling quite a bit unrested as you've just been basically banged up for this entire day, going out into the woods, getting constantly watered on you, to where you're feeling fairly exhausted. As you sort of try to keep watch and try listening out, you can see that fairly infrequently, but at least 2 or 3 times during your watch, you feel like you see the door slightly move open and then stays there, just slightly ajar. Almost as if something's slightly moving the door every now and then, but it could just be an illusion of your eyes as the light is being flickering quite heavily within the hood and lantern.
All right. I'm just gonna casually walk over to the door real quick and see if the table's been pushed back from it.
Okay. It looks like the table has definitely been moved from where it was pressed against the door. It's been pushed back a little bit.
All right. Is the door moving currently?
It is not. As you sort of look along the door, though, your eyes appear to meet into these like bright, glowing red eyes as sort of blinks a couple times, and then you hear a fast skittering as the eyes move, as the eyes disappear.
Well, I'll take the table and push it back up against the door, and then resume my watch.
The rest of your watch goes by uneventfully.
All right.
And you believe?
So then,
Do you believe you were the last watch? Did you probably for first or last, and you were woken up?
I think someone woke me up. I haven't heard Dante take a watch. Has he?
Did you ask
Nope.
who took a watch before you, or were you sound asleep?
I mean, I don't know.
I sort of asking, well, how do you want to replay it out? You believe your character would believe I said last watch and I was woken up as last watch, or do you believe you've been woken up every time someone sort of like woken someone else up and you have somewhat of a track of, oh, I was woken up a little bit early?
Well, so we were going to do 2 people on first, 2 people on second. That order got broken. So I don't have a concept for what order people are in anymore, except that Jeef went first and Nistka went before me.
Yes.
So I guess I'll walk over to Jeef and just be like, hey, Jeef, we good?
You mean
Thanks,
Piper?
Piper.
Yeah. Sorry. I go wake up Piper I got nudge Piper. Hey, I went on watch. Nistka went on watch. You went on watch. Is that everyone?
I assume I'm groggy from having just woken up and having my sleep interrupted.
Yeah. You had solid 4 hours, maybe, who knows, 4 to 6 hours. Time's weird. You're not wagging your tail consistently.
Has Dante taken on watch yet?
I don't know. I'll go find out. I thought I'd wake you up because, Nistka just went to sleep, but I'll ask Dante.
Right.
I go nudge Dante.
Okay.
What?
Hey, have you taken a watch yet?
No.
No.
Come on, no, I'm Scottish too. No.
It's infectious.
I'm not.
Well, it's your turn, man. I'm gonna go chill in a corner. Oh, there's a creepy thing with red eyes that was posting at the door. It ran away. I shut the door again. Probably not a big deal.
Opened the door.
All right.
I'm asleep. I don't know this. Nothing happened.
Sounds good. Man came to me in my dreams, Chuckles. It was amazing.
What do you have to say?
Oh, I thought you would be already asleep. He showed me the light.
I don't know anyone who falls asleep that quickly, Keith.
You met a dog?
What?
Like,
Oh.
hey, go on break. Or go on watch. Okay, I'll go on watch. Man came to me in a dream. There's no way I'm asleep in that time frame.
Fair enough.
Very good. So, Dante, your watch.
I don't follow up further. All right, I sit leaned up against the wall back here and just relax a bit while watching the door. Oh, I know this check.
Yes.
And that's here.
Alright. Sort of stretching about. It's basically you being up for the rest of the day, so you're keeping a casual watch. So, looking over towards the door every now and then. About 10 minutes into your watch, who knows how many wags. Sort of look over, you stare at the door, you realize the door seems pretty hard to see as you look over at the lantern and you see the lanterns out. As you were encased in a room of total darkness.
Oh, so good thing that man came to me in my dreams and showed me the light. as I just said. So I will pull out my tennis ball and be like, "Man, help me now!" And then suddenly it lights
You
up
took
like a
light.
little lantern.
Hmm.
What about that?
Nice. The light begins to refill the room as you're able to see again. Keep.
And I hold it off like, oh, I completely lose focus because now my tennis ball is lighting up, of course, which is the first time I see that.
Nice. A few minutes later, you can hear the sound as it appears to stop at the door, and you see the door start to sizzle a bit.
We forgot to
Oh,
mention
I-
make sure
I,
the light does not change.
Perfect. Oh, right. Well, I don't know that. So, well, I'll grab the fire extinguisher again and go over and prepare to spray it underneath the door again.
Okay. As the squish sort of like pushes onto the door, you just quickly like just spray a second, then the door quickly shuts again as the sloosh disappear.
Shoot.
Every now and then, as you guys are sleeping, you guys just feel like a gust of wind just sort of brush up against you as you just like sort of wake a little bit, and then you go, there's nothing. This basically continues on for every about 15 minutes or so. A new sort of pressure comes up onto the door, and you sort of spray out. After about 4 or 5 of them, you sort of spray once again. This time, it doesn't sort of stop the press against the door. As you can see 2 large red eyes just sort of blink a couple times as it freaks out at you and just sort of rushes away. From what you could tell from based upon the light being so close to you, you see that the outline appears to have been almost like monkeyish, to where it had like a very thin head, very small reddish eyes, as well as a medium size. It didn't look like necessarily like it was like wide like a spider, but it's more like thin, like maybe like another dog or a cat.
Okay. Well, once they run away, I will do my apparently my MO now, which is to throw some food out the door and then close it. It's just a little bit of scrap in case they're hungry.
The rest of your watch goes by uneventfully.
Successful watch.
I think, so what do you get out of the long rest again? I forgot.
You
How
heal. I believe you heal all your current HP. You regain all your spell slots, and you recover 1/2 of your stamina dice.
1/2, so it'd be like 1.5. if
No,
you
in
have
other
one
words,
remaining.
since you have 2 stamina dice, you get 1.
Oh, okay.
So back to full health, you said?
Yep.
Nice. And spell slots all the way up?
Yep.
Sweet.
Good stuff.
And then at some point, I will gently wake up everyone else. Good morning.
How long does the light
And
spell
Dante
last?
is very fresh.
I think it's like
That's
an
a good
hour.
An hour, so it probably
Okay,
an hour.
cool. So it's not still lit.
So, I mean, if the room is completely dark, I guess I'll recast because I guess we don't have any other light sources.
Did you put out the lantern?
It went out of its own accord.
Huh.
Might be out
no.
of oil.
So as I'm waking you up, I have a glowing tennis ball in my hand, by the way, that I'm touching close to my chest.
Where'd you find that?
And as you wake up, and you see Dante standing above you with a glowing light. It's kind of like you see an image of man briefly.
Where'd you find that? What is that? Why? Oh God, it's bright. Oh, wait, it's bright. Why is it
Gift
bright?
of man. It's the gift of man, Chuckles. Wake up.
Oh my God. I take a look at the door when
blessed.
he's waking.
Is it sizzling again?
No, it's currently not
Oh.
sizzling.
That's
I shrug, wake up, and start helping everyone else wake up.
Yep.
Another
Where you going?
It's like 5 more minutes.
Y'all wake me up at
5
weird
minutes.
times.
Hey, you at least had 4 hours in.
All right.
Thank you all for saving my life yesterday. That big spider, it did some really mean stuff to me. But I feel much better now.
That's good.
Thanks to you.
It was through the medical blessings of Man that you were able to survive.
So are we
Of course.
ready to open the door? Does anyone need to do any final checks? I'm going to take a look at my hooded lantern. Am I out of oil?
It appears the oil within it has been burnt out.
I figured.
Did you pack any spare flasks?
I don't think so.
Those are expensive. You haven't been paid yet.
That is a fair point.
Oh, the storm's finally here. Let's heard the thunder.
You can hear that on the ground?
I can hear
Yeah.
You've got good ears, Nistka.
Yes. It's raining outside.
Oh, Chuckles, oh no.
I'm
We can never
inside. We're
leave.
good. Yeah. We're here forever.
Yeah.
I
think we had a visitor last night. Not an ooze, but I saw another creature, maybe a dog or a cat, with glowing red eyes. So, but it ran away
yeah.
before I could say anything.
Yeah, I saw those red
You
eyes
saw
too.
two Chuck-
I
I didn't see-
red eyes.
I didn't see a shape, but I saw the red eyes.
I heard something slam against the door. That was exciting. Luckily, it didn't do anything after that, but maybe we're not.
Maybe
fully
they live here.
alone.
Oh. All right. Well, let's go find out.
Aye.
Get ready.
So, what are we going to use as a light source this time?
I
Since
found
we're
a
good
tennis
with-
ball that glows. I don't know.
Oh, hold up. That's
Wait.
mine though.
What?
No, I mean you can hold it.
Tennis ball.
Thanks, I guess.
Did we have this the
Oh,
entire
yeah, I'm
time?
going tennis. No. Man gave this to me in my sleep. He came to me. Showed me the light.
Man gave you a tennis ball
Sorry,
in your sleep.
Oh no, the ball was always here. We don't know that it's a tennis ball, by the way, but it's a ball.
Great.
Is the world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a globe.
Well, I guess
Oh,
as
do we know
long as it
Round.
supplies light, we're good.
Hmm.
Whew.
And it's hanging around your neck, isn't it? You have it like on a chain.
I think it was just a ball.
yeah.
I think he has like a talisman on a chain
He holds it in his mouth like a good dog. What's wrong with you?
or something in a pocket.
Oh, that would be good. No, I'm holding it in my hand. It's not attached to a chain or something.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's I have it like in a fold in my ropes.
I just imagine like it was a squeaky toy instead, and we're just walking through the dungeon. Squeak, 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 squeak. The blessings of man! Squeak, 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 squeak. All right,
Oh
anyway.
my gosh, we need to find a duck in the dungeon. A rubber ducky.
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh, it should be
Um,
ducky.
Okay, we
I
have-
thought it could have been if not a tennis ball.
I'm going to clear the brace from the door and see if there's any weirdness with the
I'm
door.
gonna go look out the window.
As you pull the plastic sort of away, you can see it appears to slide a bit, like there's a bit of like blackish ooze or sort of on the ground. As you open the door, you see the hallway seems relatively clean.
Okay. I'm going to just step over the puddle.
Yep.
Hey, Piper, you still have that torch of mine?
I used part of it.
I mean, as long as there's still some of it. I'd rather have a couple light sources.
Understood. I'll light this one then.
Jowafa,
I'm
Yep.
as I was able to hold a lantern and still fight with both weapons and shield, can I hold a torch and fight with both weapons and shield?
Yes.
Cool. What do you want me to hold it, Piper, or you want to hold it?
I generally don't need both hands to do much of anything, so I will keep my torch in one hand and my focus in the other.
Sounds good. Just don't lose focus of the torch and burn your face off.
Understood. I'll do my best.
I'm gonna
I'll
go over
take
here. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna take my hooded lantern and sort of strap it to my backpack, since we're not using it. And if we come across anything that smells like oil, then maybe we'll try to fill it back up.
All right.
It would not have been terribly uncommon for a backpack to have a hook or a ring specifically for attaching a lantern to and keeping it in an elevated position.
I'm gonna check out this elevator over here.
Oh, but wait. As you walk over this way, you see the spider corpse is no longer there. As well as most of the webbing appears to be cleaned away.
I see why man kept those slimes around.
Are you so sure that he did so intentionally?
Energy.
An infestation later?
I don't know. Seems to be working out. Place is still standing after untold wags of time.
Untold wags. Nice.
Well, that's convenient.
Let us proceed.
Yeah.
No more spiders. Fantastic.
Appears as though there's a delicate ecosystem present in this area, and that we may or may not have disrupted the balance.
I hope we disrupt
Well,
the
that's what we're
balance.
for.
I mean, at least the oozes cleared away the corpses. Although it's also kind of sad they cleared away the corpses because, like, I was hoping to get some venom. But just
Right.
next time we kill a spider
Mm.
or something that looks like it has venom, I would like to take a sample in one of the 2 bottles that we have.
I can't imagine why you would want that sticky stuff.
Stay hydrated.
Just go.
In case we want to use it as a poison against our enemies, or we take it back to town, maybe we can make some anti-venom. So if you get bitten again,
That'll
have a
kill
way
all
of
the little
stopping.
spiders.
So
Why would you use ants to fight spiders?
that's what I was thinking. You want to infuse the venom with ants and make it anti-venom?
Because the uncles are too busy.
Do we really not know what anti-venom is?
I check out
Guys,
the
wait.
Okay. You look
I was
upon
pretty
this double
sure.
set of metal doors. They appear to have door handles, like sort of come out with a slight jut, and then have like the triangular spin door handles. On the right-hand side of the rightmost door, you can see what appears to be a metal panel engraved upon the wall. The metal panel appears to have like 4 little things jutted out, like little squares. 3 of them are white, 1 of them is gray. In addition, right above these 4 little things that are jutted out, there appears to be a small circle made of glass that appears to be sort of gray and sort of vibrating a bit, like creating like a sine cosine sort of wavelength on it.
Okay. I will look at the door and see if it's unlocked.
The handles appear to come down and it appears to be unlocked.
Is it push or pull?
It appears to be push.
Okay. Well, let's go set off this alarm. I push the door open.
Okay.
What's an alarm? You think they have a bell attached to the door?
Okay. You look inside the room. There appears to be an elongated room where, on the right and left hand side, along some walls, there appear to be long chairs, but these ones appear to be entirely made of metal and appear not to have a backing on them. As well as down the center, you can see there appears to be sort of a central room. Now, you have 120 feet, so.
We do not. We do not.
Correct.
Yeah, the
I
lantern
was
is
gonna say,
not
the
lit.
hooded lantern is right now being stored.
Right.
So we'll go with that for distance of torchlight.
Its
/
force
spotlight.
has 4. Minus
How far
40.
does torchlight
40.
go?
10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, I gave a little bit extra length, but
Yeah, we'll
a
walk in
little
a
extra length
second.
works.
I mean, it extends low light past that, so we might be able to see, but Dante, get in here. You brought the light with you.
Yes, I'm coming.
Unless you want to chuck the light down there and see what's at the end.
No.
Then you'd have to go fetch it, I guess. I can throw it for you.
I mean, in all likelihood, it would bounce back.
Don't be silly, Chuckles. One would never throw a man-made object like this one. That's heresy.
As you begin to enter the room, the light begins to extend. You can see along the outsides of the room, there appear to be like large display cases, about a dog and a half tall, maybe even 2 dogs tall, by about a dog length wide. It's difficult to see just because they appear to be they appear to be a bit translucent, so a little bit foggy from these distances, but it appears to be of some sort of glass or plastic.
Well, this must surely be one of the temples of man.
I'm gonna stay with Dante as he walks.
Okay.
So should
Shoulder by shoulder.
Would probably be
Go ahead.
safer to group up for now.
And so you enter into the central room where you can see the display cases a little bit better. There appear to be 4 of them along this central sort of square. Each of these display cases, there appears to be, when you look at them from the front, they appear to be sort of open on the front, where there doesn't appear to be glass. It appears to be open air, and inside you can see what appears to be like on like the one like up here, it appears to be like 2 elongated like legs with weird like extended paws jutted out, as well as it sort of comes together, but then it appears to be empty from like where the legs meet up going upward, and it appears to be made of metal. This one appears to be somewhat similar, except it sort of comes up towards like a flat torso, almost like a it's incredibly shiny and flat torso to where it feels fairly thin. This one appears to only be a few legs, but in this one appears to be a full body, where it has like 2 legs, a torso, 2 arms, and like a head that seems to be fairly small, and its snout appears to be fairly flat against its face. As you sort of walk in, you can see that the one on here, where its eye sockets would be, are glowing bright red as the creature thing in the display case walks forward. And you hear a loud siren begin to sort of sound within the room as its eyes begin to go gray, then blue, then gray, then blue, as a loud siren epitomes throughout the room.
I don't think that
Okay.
robot likes us very
Initiating
much.
standard defense 3. Roll initiative.
Move, friend. I try to shake his paw.
You see him point.
And
You see its hand conform into a weird shape that looks like one of the intimidation modules from the depictions of man.
Oh no.
Oh, gee.
And its left hand appears to start glow and create a staticky sort of sound.
So its right
Is that
hand
a-
looks like an intimidation device, and its left hand is staticking.
Correct. It appears to be in the shape of almost like a rod of some sort, and the tips of it appear to be generating some sort of like static electricity. And you hear, "Prepare and die." Roll initiative.
Our language?
Correct.
Or do we speak man's language? Oh, okay. He speaks our language. Interesting.
Our language could be that of man's.
I don't know if we know whether that's true or not. Because their
With
writing
that-
is definitely different. But I don't know, but
I think
It
we'll
might be that
begin
it sounds the same.
combat next week, as I think the combo will go past our 20 or so minutes or so. So we can just come
Okay.
back next time in this room.
All right, I kill Dante for his
Okay.
EXP.
You level up.
what?
Means you're no
Hey,
longer allowed to play Pugmire.
we did it.
Well, luckily I can watch it on the YouTube channel.
Yep, once you guys, after
go.
next time when we finish this dungeon, so that way you guys don't see the rest of the room, I will post these 3 episodes onto the YouTube so everyone can hopefully enjoy them in the August of 2021.